start this recording off on you guys bullying me so people know how mean you are to me.
I'm bullying him.
I get fucking shanghaied into playing D&D for these fuckers every week. Like, they actually go, no, Sheeper, it's Friday night, come out and have some drinks with us. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I wake up the next day chained to the fucking, like, DM screen.
It was your choice to drink the entire bottle of soju and then go to bed.
That's true.
Listen, nothing bad will happen if I drink an entire bottle of soju and fall asleep.
Yeah, nothing bad's ever happened to anybody who drank a whole bottle of soju.
Is that a reference?
Have you looked in the mirror yet?
1 second, I'm going to look up how much soju is nearby.
Have you just checked in the mirror yet, Cheaper? And, not saying we drew anything on your face.
Look, I can fucking feel the bum collar around my neck, alright? I get the situation I'm in.
I was more thinking of the fucking the silence episode in Doctor Who where he looks in the mirror. There's a whole bunch of numbers on his body.
So what happened last time?
I killed an angel.
So far.
All right, let's see. Previously on Seven Seas. What voice am I doing? I don't want. Do you want me to do Dragon Ball Z one or?
Can you do it in Toad?
Can you do
Toad? Okay.
Do One Piece and do an Andless voice.
Andless voice?
Yeah.
Okay, now you gotta play two characters at the table.
Oh shit, how's this gonna work?
I'm joking.
What is Anlin's voice?
Yeah, I don't...
Kind of posh sounding?
Like a nerdy half-elf. Yeah. Educated.
I can do, okay, sorry, Sheeper, what did you say?
Yeah, just do Toad.
Just do Toad? Okay.
Oh god.
I'm being defeated by the Seven Seas Rap! The crew descended
don't do Toad.
I liked it.
We got 2 seconds in. Okay.
That physically hurt.
What about the gingerbread man from Shrek?
That's the same voice. That's the same voice.
It's the same voice.
He's
not basically high-pitched Kermit.
Okay.
He's not as throaty. After being deafened by the Seven Seas Rap, the crew descended down the stairs they found in the thieves' den. At the bottom of the stairs, they find a brutalist concrete room with mana channels along the edges. As they go move further and a voice commands they come forward. Oh, there should be a comma there, Cherry.
Cherry, you forgot the fucking comma.
I lowered down my volume because this is painful.
Your gingerbread man impression is Mickey Mouse, by the way.
Oh, should I just do Mickey? I can do Mickey.
No, stop changing your fucking voice. No. Just use your voice. Just use your voice.
Just use your voice.
Just
talk normally, like a human.
Okay, fine.
We're gonna get into the session eventually.
All but Atira fail the wisdom save, and they all walk into the center of 5 undead armored fighters. Beyond these fighters is a special tiefling wizard and a huge glowing orb connected to huge metal pipes. Oh, and the wizard is flanked by 2 angels, one of whom the party recognizes the one who attacked and destroyed the thieves' den above them. Combat ensues. 1 fighter gets entangled, 2 of them get smashed with a tidal wave, many stabs, and a thunderous bird peck. After managing to take down one of the 5 fighters, Clink tries to power up the giant orb using the Master Staff's missiles. After the first attempt works, though some of the missiles were redirected back at Clink by the wizard. The second attempt, the wizard gets pissed and aims all the missiles at the roof above the party. Rocks fall, Glean is caught under a rock, and the other 4 undead are crushed. Working quickly, the party lift the rock off Glean to find the tree in his head to protect him, and uses life transfer to bring Glean back from the brink. Glean was not happy about this. The party square off against the wizard as he gets angry that even after draining the orb, the crucible was still active because of the party. He commands one of the angels, Zorush, to stay and deal with them as he motions to leave with the other angel. 1 natural 20 intimidation from Anlith. Later, the wizard tells the other angel, Kalaziel, to also stay and kill the party. I hope I'm pronouncing these right. This time, the party know the angel's weakness. They pummel the rings of the angels, causing them to emit unearthly screams of pain. Clink and Natira face off against Zorush, the one who destroyed the den. Glean and Anlith try and deal with Kalaziel. Clink and Natira manage to whittle down and kill Zorush. Kalaziel lasers Anlith's heart out, but it's okay, she got better. 1 deal with darkness later, Anlith gets back up, and no one questions what happened except Glean. Insert extra bits I missed or expanded on bits as desired. Party goes back to the ship to find it in a bad
heart anymore.
How could you be so heartless?
That's a reference.
Fuck you.
Tasered your balls.
Party goes back to the ship and finds it in a bad state with 4 fighters standing before it. With 1 fighter, the turncoat undead previously met, and oh god no, Slep and Sally on the deck ready to fight, and now the story continues. The picture-in-picture of the stream was in the way of the
Alright.
paragraph there.
Before we get all the way this close,
Only Link can defeat
ask for
Ganon.
like a.
That's kind of what I was going
Lord,
for.
I gotta
going
turn
ask
you up
for
a bit, Al.
Okay, I'm going to ask for a chrono break, and can we rewind just slightly as we're coming down the hallway? Like, what point do we see these people?
I mean, like, there's a little bit of rubble blocking the tunnel now.
Okay.
Like, the second you're through, you can sort of, like, see what's going on here.
Alright. I want to be like Bardic Privilege. I want to whisper. I want to be like, alright, Atera, with me. Clink, go protect the crew.
Atera
Yes.
falls to her knees seeing this.
No.
Link
no,
charges
just
forward.
keep it
It's
together.
go time.
No, I'm going to tell Glink, stay back and save and conserve your energy.
I got this.
Oh dear Lord, no one's doing this to me. We need to be sneaky. We have the capabilities of a sneaky squad. I have to be really fucking quiet.
Trust
Yeah,
me.
fucking quiet. Of course,
Atera has the strongest 1,000-yard stare you've ever seen.
I'm going to like just pick up a tear and be like, they're not dead yet. Just do.
I'm gonna march forward.
She ain't moving.
Okay.
Okay. We talked about this in DMs.
We did.
You're marching forwards. You would like to initiate combat here, correct?
I would.
We don't know who is fighting. Are they currently fighting, or are they just kind of like a standoff?
As
William,
you,
I think you know what spell I want to cast.
as you are approaching Glean, you see like one of these guys on the left step forward. The knight that you never got a name for or anything takes a solid swing. You hear just a clang, and you watch this heavily armored figure just sink into the water down here.
Oh shit.
Turn order in this campaign. We're at least going to try this out today. If we don't like it, we can move past it. We are now doing it in a, let's call it party-based sort of format. You are all taking your turn at the same time, should you wish.
Okay.
Okay.
We all good with that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we just going to
Yes.
use averages then to see who goes first if it's not like clear?
No, I think
guess
you
it's
guys are like
So
clearly going to get a ton first here. Like,
Yeah, we
you're
got
from
that.
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what will primarily happen is rather than like who has like priority in like this squad-based turn, it'd be like us talking amongst ourselves of how we can best strategize, and then we just do that.
Okay, okay, so in that case then, I
How
talked
much
to
did you
Super
pick?
Otherwise,
about,
if you'd like just a little bit of certain flavor text to this as well, you still feel those magical energies coursing through you. Instead of being throughout this entire place now, you can exclusively feel them within one another. You
So
understand?
we just know what we're gonna do.
You've sort of like got a little bit of synchronicity that's kind of like ethereal.
Alright.
okay,
Hamlet is a little
be-
on edge.
Before we
let's-
start the combat, I would
Hamlet
like
does
to.
not care.
I would like to get an invisible, silent mage hand cast first before we start.
Okay. Oh yeah, Atira, what's your HP at?
my HP is 46.
Okay, thanks.
We
dude.
all have around the same HP. I mean, other than Cheery, who has 10 less than everybody else.
Verb.
That's the perk.
Alright.
Yeah, the perks of being a wizard for most of your levels. Woo!
Glean,
So-
you're-
Alright, and this is going to be like, I warned you, Glean. I'm going to shoot over Glean's head into the two swords guy. I'm just going to go reckless.
Okay.
No plan.
you can roll
I'll
me
just
into
take
tech there.
your fingers.
Glean, I think you want to do something at the same time here, correct?
I do.
Which is
Alright.
I would like to cast my 4th level spell, Guardian of Nature.
describe it to me.
So, a nature spirit answers my call and transforms me into a powerful guardian. The transformation lasts until the spell ends. and I choose one of the following forms, either a primal beast or a great tree, I would like to temporarily meld with the tree in my head to essentially turn myself into a fucking, like, Gundam.
Ooh. Tree mecha, let's go.
Yes!
Yeah, we had the asset prepared.
Fuck yeah.
Alright.
So, when I'm in
That's-
this form, my walking speed increases by 10 feet. I have dark vision up to 120 feet. I make strength-based attack rolls with advantage. My melee weapon attacks deal an additional 1d6 force damage. And also, I gain 10 temporary hit points. Constitution saving throws are thrown with not disadvantage, with advantage. And dexterity
Anything
and
else?
wisdom-based
Fuck.
attack rolls.
Holy shit.
This is a lot.
Jeez,
This is a
fourth
lot.
level.
This is
The
fun.
only, the only good spell that druids seem to get.
What do you mean?
So
He can turn into a
Constitution,
bear.
dexterity and wisdom-based attack rolls can be done with advantage. And while I'm on the ground within 15 feet of me becomes difficult terrain for my enemies.
Okay.
How does the attack go?
16 hit.
What's that?
16 hit.
I'll say as a surprise this turn, this will hit.
Okay. I'm going to fucking juice it. This pistol's going to shot with fire. First, this is something I should have done before it landed, but I'm just going to ask if I could please have done my Hexblade Curse before the bullet landed.
But of course, darling.
Okay. So, I didn't get the crit, but I have to fucking do the math, man. So, I'm going to first activate my Cursebringer Eldritch Invocation. I deal 2d8 additional damage per slot level consumed. I'm going to and I only have second level spell slots in my Warlock, so I'm going to consume one of them. And that's going to do 48 because they're level 2. So we're at 2d10 plus, I have to keep track, plus 4d8. I am then going to use my other spell slot to cast, I'm going to cast Branding Smite.
Okie doke.
And that is an extra 2d6 damage. I have to actually have a calculator for this out.
Thank God.
So that's both my Warlock spell slots. Just gone. Everything is gone. So that is final total is 2d10 plus 48 plus 7, 4 which is from Charisma. The other 3 is from Hexblade Curse, and then a 2d6. So let's add these all together. So the 2d8 got a 13.
While you're doing this additional stuff,
Yeah, 8.
hey Tira, are you still in a situation?
So, you guys kind of look back and see me. Atira is on her hands and knees, like shaking and heaving. And you hear her mutter, "How much are you going to take from me before I even get started?" And then you see like this sort of energy envelop her.
Uh-huh.
It starts glowing a bit, and
Oh my god, everybody has a Super Saiyan transformation now.
This is an anime campaign,
dear.
dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
so as she's shaking and heaving, you see her horns grow longer, and her skin turns slightly like scaly, and like her clothes seem to kind of like fuse into like these scales.
Oh, did they?
A little, yeah, it's a detail I add later.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not what I
It-
put on the sheet, so
It's fine. They still look like clothes,
there you go, baby.
so it's fine.
Alright. Yeah, I got 45 damage.
Okay.
And let me see what effects happen from here. They cannot move. They have 0 movement speed. And let me check what the branding smite is. They are now glowing in astral radiance. I'm going to can it be dark astral radiance?
Yeah, of course it can.
It's evil. And they can't become invisible, and they shed dim light in 5-foot radius.
Alrighty. And that's your whole turn?
Yes.
Okay. You there is just like a crack sound. Probably the most powerful gun sound that we've had on this campaign so far. As a bolt just careens through and just smacks into the back of this thing's like just head plate. And it just goes all the way through. Like, it is staggered, it is hurt, it is shaking. And it just turns and regards you. Clink, A tier.
Can I go first, Clank?
Yeah, you can go first.
All right. So now, in this new form, Atira stands up,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
and as you guys blink, she is now in front of the two-sworded knight,
Oh shit.
Fast as fuck.
and I'm going to attack them with my cutlass and my dagger.
Okay.
So that's a. Oh god, I can't remember the calculations for this now. Hold on, I gotta look this up. I didn't write all of this down. Shit, I should have done that. Clank, if you're playing something, you can narrate some of this while I look this up.
Yeah, if you got
God, this is gonna feel so anticlimactic.
I
You know
know,
that
okay,
mage-
I'm sorry.
You know that mage hand that I cast just before combat?
Yeah.
How far away are the ones in the back?
within range.
So within 60 feet?
Yes.
Can the one on the right
Get
that's next
shoved
to
into
the
the
edge,
water?
Yeah, please roll a strength save
Okay.
versus a DC of I think it's 14.
That was a 10.
Into the water, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
He's dead. He's wearing heavy
And
armor
that-
in water. That kills
I
you.
know. And that was just my bonus action. Then the magic missile on the one at the back,
Okay.
which I need to
Kept an A
remember
tier.
how many.
Okay, I got it. So that first one is a 27 to hit.
Uh-huh.
That's with the cutlass, and then for the dagger, I get advantage on these. That is a 24 to hit.
Mm-hmm. Damn will do him.
All right, as for damage, it's 12 with the cutlass, and then 17 with the dagger.
You just infused with this newfound power from killing this angel. Your blood is boiling. These pieces of metal in your hand are just suddenly imbued with the strength to slice through other bits of metal. And
Oh,
you are
no,
just
you have the
cutting into this guy.
Firestone as
You got
well.
hellfire in them.
Firestone only works on melee armament, pistol
Yep.
armament.
Yeah, that's for my guns.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
Firestone for firearms. Dadum tuss.
Give it to me.
Clink, what's the damage?
Hang on. 27.
That is some good ass damage. You managed to like sneak through this thing's armor. It's like staggering around in pain. I think Bess is gonna follow up and help you. Okay, she's gonna take 2 shots with her rifle. One of them's gonna hit. Let's see. We've buffed Bess a bit off screen because she was useless. It's gonna be 12 damage. Okay,
She's not useless.
not useless, but like
Does she level up?
she's not technically got a sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be some nominal damage. Yeah, you guys like shoot the shit out of this guy here. I think Selly as well down here. She's gonna like throw like a concoction at him. See how that does. It's going wide. It's landing in the water. Was there anything else on the turn?
Nope, I used all my
so-
actions and bonus actions.
I used an action to cast that spell, so I can only use bonus actions now. So I'm I'm gonna actually like walk up to the dude with the 2 swords, just so that all the terrain around him is now difficult terrain. And I'm also gonna use a bonus action to cast Shillelagh, which normally would be on my staff, but my staff is made of wood, so I imagine it's just grafted into my body.
Yeah.
You
You're like a
shillelagh
fucking-
yourself.
You're a From Software creature right now, I'm not gonna lie. The stick has grown
Oh,
as a part of you as well. Like, it's just...
my size is large, by the way. I've gone from small to large.
Yeah. I mean, that's why you've got long legs now.
Yeah.
Okay, Clink
So
Gandlin,
I
Fatir.
cast Shillelagh on myself, and that's it.
Alright.
Nothing else?
Nope, nothing.
Okie dokie. I think this would be easier if I ask. Hey, Finn, what's your AC?
AC is 16.
Okay, Gleam?
My AC. Let's see here. I actually don't gain AC from my primal form, so it technically is still 12.
Okay. Let me check my numbers real quick.
Yeah, don't give the DM your AC. You have a bard in your party.
No,
The
they,
longer
they have to
delay,
give
the
that to me. They have to give
They
those
ha-
numbers
yeah,
to me.
No, it's like a cop. It's like a lawyer. Shut the fuck up. All you have to do is, when it's relevant, you can give the DM that information.
DM,
My
am I being
client will
detained
not
right now?
speak to cops.
Am I being
Yeah.
detained? So I'm free to go.
Finn, this guy draws both of his blades now that you're in melee, and he's here to match you and fight against you. He swings at you like in a just flurry of slashes. You're going to take 12 damage unless you're not.
I'm just cutting words, and I'm just going to reduce the damage, and that's a 6.
You're going to reduce the damage by 6.
Yes.
Okay, so it's now 6 damage that you're just going to be taking unless you're going to reduce that more.
I'm actually gonna hellish rebuke that.
Okay.
So I'll take the 6. All right, so I'll take the damage, and then I'll roll my answer. 10. 28 damage.
Okay, yeah, you, like... I don't know, man. What do you when you Hellish Rebuke? Is that like a fist attack, or is it just they burst into flame?
So in the text, it says you snap your fingers at the enemy that attacked you, and they kind of just burst into flames.
Eh, sure enough.
Incinerate from Bioshock.
Yeah.
I like to imagine if you've got your hands
Spontaneous
full, like,
combustion.
what do you do? Do you, like, slash your own weapons together and stuff?
Yeah, I'll take a block and, like, sort of parry it, I guess, and then, like ignites a fire that catches them or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like you've slashed bits of metal together, you've caused a spark, and somehow they were flammable. This guy is then going to pivot onto you, Gleam. Let's see. Ooh, okay, so that's... Yeah. It's going to be 12 points of damage again. Unless it's not.
It's up to Clink if Clink wants to silvery barbs the attack.
Oh, no, Gleam. Oh, no, wait, Clink, yeah, sure, yeah.
I'm gonna say for now.
You're gonna say it, okay.
Yeah, I can take that. I have 10 temporary HP anyhow, so this is only really gonna do 2 damage.
You have 10 temp HP? How? Oh,
From
right,
Nature Guardian.
you're right. I do have that recorded. That's very smart of me. This
are
guy's
very
gonna approach in and swing with like sort of like great hammer they're wielding. Let's see. That is not successful. It's just clanging against the sword and being deflected. Back to your guys' turn then.
Can I punch this dual-wielding sword dude as hard as I fucking can?
You sure can.
Can I shoot the dual wielding sword, dude?
I
As
want to
hard as
remind
you
you guys
fucking
as
can.
well, by the way,
Yeah.
like, it ain't first come, first serve. You can strategize if you'd like to between yourselves here.
Alright.
Okay,
that's-
yeah. I mean,
That's a natural 19. That's a crit.
Okay.
I'm going to green flame blade. and then we're just going to roll the damage. That is 16,
Green
20
Flame
damage.
Beyblade is a melee attack.
Oh, it is? Ah, shit,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a melee
melee
attack.
weapon
Okay.
attack.
Never mind, I'm not going Green
Holy
Flame Blade.
shit, how
I'm
did you-
just going to do...
Hence why it's called blade, not gun.
I'm surprised you
Okay.
knew that.
Oh, I have it on my
Okay,
sheet.
thank you for correcting me. The smites... Wrathful Smite is melee. Branding Smite is not melee. Alright, thank you, Shiri, for checking the rules. So I guess I'll just do a normal shot. That is crits with Hexbringer because it rolled a natural 19. So that is going to be 2d10 plus 4, and then it doubled. It's going to be 40 damage.
Jesus Christ.
Hot.
It's like my bullet curves. Like it's not like a real bullet. It's like
It's like in
curving.
Wanted. You shoot the bullet and it curves.
Glean, how did the punch go?
I had not done the check yet. Give me 1 second. I get to roll this with advantage. Natural 20. I rolled a 4 and a 20.
Fucking phenomenal from you guys. You truly are powered up.
All right, let me calculate how much damage this is, because it's a lot of pluses and like extra dice and shit.
Okay.
I'm gonna join in on you and
So it's
see if I can.
It's like 1d. Let's see here. 1d8 plus 1d6 plus fucking plus 6 plus what is the other thing? Is that it? All right, and then it's doubled because I critted.
You critted.
It's like
Yeah,
a 40K
okay,
shooting
so-
phase.
1d8 plus 1d6 plus 6.
Uh-huh.
11 plus 6, 17. Wow, that really doesn't seem like a lot in comparison.
Oh, didn't you crit? It's doubled, isn't it? Or did you only double it?
Oh yeah, 11. So 11 doubled to 22.
Alrighty.
Alright.
So you two
He's
sort of
still
like
standing?
you two I get the feeling like you don't have the biggest sort of like battle synergy between you because you're kind of like enemies towards each other. Frenemies?
Frenemies.
Frenemies. You're kind of frenemy. Like Glean, you go
not
straight
going
for
to
the
become
punch.
lovers.
You're sort of in the way. So Anglin, you just sort of like have to curve the bullet around the fucking tree vines and shit.
I just hear a zipping sound right across my ear.
You hear a fucking zoom and it's
It
fucking.
sounds like an Eldritch Blast.
You like completely just knock a hole in the side of this thing's helmet, and you can see the fucking bone underneath, just like covered it in like metal plate. And even though this thing doesn't have any organs, skin, muscles, you swear you hear a growl. A tear, a clink.
All right.
Ooh, it's still alive.
I'm still jumping on this guy, I'm slashing away with both my blades.
All right, hit me.
All right. So first one. I rolled so many d20s here. Nat 20.
Oh my.
Okay. We're just going to lucky power.
It's that JoJo like kicking the dude on the ground meme.
You guys ever heard the fucking like Ginger? You know when you were playing Fallout New Vegas a while back? You know that part of quest where you have to go to the fucking like little theme park land with like the fucking roller coaster and stuff, Prim?
Yeah.
There's an audio log that you're supposed to get that progresses the quest, and if you actually listen to it, one of the guys in it is like really like not doing the voice acting right. And one of his lines, he's like, "Oh my, I do believe I've just been spotted."
Oh, you're talking about Deputy Beagle. Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
it's terrible.
Alright.
It appears I've been spotted.
That's a really nice suit. I wouldn't mind a suit like that myself. It's such a fucking funny audio log.
The attack with the dagger is a 21 to hit.
Yes, that'll do.
Okay. Oh god. I gotta do crit calculation.
I just doubled the final amount. I
Okay.
think that's the easiest way to do it.
Okay, so the cutlass is 24.
Uh-huh.
And then the dagger. Oh, there it is. The dagger is 15.
Alrighty. You guys are absolutely just like cutting the shit out of this thing's armor, just tearing it to pieces. Clink.
unlike everyone else, Clink hasn't powered up yet, so it's just magic missile again.
Hey, it's alright, baby.
It's,
You'll get one.
I mean, unless I push,
You're
unless
going
I
to
try.
get the magical girl transformation.
True.
That's 28 damage. I've decided I'm just using an online roller for this because I only have 1d4 and it takes ages to roll it 7 times.
Honestly.
Fair.
Alright.
Yeah, you
So yeah,
are
28
all just
damage.
like sort of like pummeling this fucking thing into oblivion.
Is it still standing?
After that, fucking no, honestly. Like, you fucking like
Is it
magic. No.
Okay. So
Was it
I'm going
alive to begin with?
Are the ones in the water? Are they alive / being? Are they alive?
I'm gonna say for
Can
now.
we see them?
Bodies in the water.
You
Yeah. Do I see them?
see
uh,
vague
like,
little gray
flashing
shapes
in the water?
somewhere
Are
down
any
there?
movement?
No.
No movement. Okay. Well, I was going to say I could transfer Hex Bringer, or I can Curse Bringer. I can transfer my curse, but they're all gone.
You have
Okay.
torn your enemies to shreds.
I'm just reading from the fact we've got, Tree Gundam, Hell Atira, Gunslinger, and Bitch pushed a dude off a cliff.
And honestly, the bitch who pushed the dude off a cliff was the most efficient.
True.
I'm going.
That's just a cantrip.
I'm going to poke Lean on the shoulder. I'm going to be like, you remember what you did back against the knights, all the plant growth?
You hear in response Gling's voice, but also like another voice like layered on top of it, as if the tree is speaking on behalf of Gling as well.
There might be multiple voices.
It could be, yeah. You know what? Honestly, yeah. Elaborate.
Could you use your plant powers to do some repairs on the ship?
Yes.
All right.
Atira's transformation ends, and she kind of falls to a knee.
All right.
I'll have to.
I'm tired. I'm going to throw my shield on the ground. I'm going to switch my pistol to a trident. Now I want to be like, if anyone has an idea to help me, I'm going to be down there. I'm going to see what I can collect from anything that may have fallen into the water. But yeah, shields don't work well underwater, so I guess that has to stay on land.
You going in the
I will
Wawa?
be making repairs to the ship.
Yeah, I'm jumping right in.
You can do that.
I'm gonna let you
I'm
know right now,
aquatic.
the ship is kind of leaning to one side. Like, it's
Listing.
taken on so much water that it's like just leaning that way.
It will
Okay.
take time, but it can be done. Genuinely, it can. I can. So, what I can do, where is it at? I'm not talking to my ass for once. So there's 2 ways that I can cast plant growth. I can either use an action or do it as a ritual over the course of 8 hours, and all the plants in a half-mile radius centered on a certain point become enriched and like powerful. So I could just like start lashing together this ship with a whole bunch of like vines and timbers and wildwood and
Seaweed.
thatch.
Can you do seaweed and kelp, or is
Yeah,
that like out
probably.
of your doing?
That's plants.
That is
Okay.
plants.
And funnily enough, is mostly waterproof plant.
True.
All
Why
right.
would- why would
Specifically,
we
what
ship that
Anlith
of
is
seaweed?
doing, Anlith is looking for our stuff, like if any of our stuff fell, and also looking for the ruins, the ruin, that were like part of the ship, the magical ruins.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, like, you could probably a little sort of like investigation on that.
All right. I'm doing a little
Clink.
investigation.
Atira. What's going
Mhm.
on?
Clink
I'm
is
gonna-
going to
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say Clink is just going to peer down and go, do have plans for ruins on ship? blueprints written down anywhere?
Not that I know of.
Hmm.
There might be some somewhere in the lower holds. If they're not
Let me
underwater,
have
you
to
can
check.
look.
Yeah, Clink will be well, as best as Clink can with basically constantly every 1 minute recasting Mage Hand, so that Clink has a way to actually interact with things. Just going to investigate, trying to find I'm gonna guess Captain's quarters would be the most logical place where the blueprints to the ship would be.
Yeah.
Actually, sheep, when I know that, those are my quarters.
You haven't found anything like that yet, but for investigation, you never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zooming out, how's the back of the ship looking? Okay, then my room maybe it hasn't fallen into the water and ruined all my books.
I'm gonna approach Sally.
Yeah, you have a bit of a crowd forming
kiss,
around you.
Kiss.
Shut up. You're
Are you two okay? Are you two okay?
Lesbians don't exist for your entertainment.
so true, you
Oh, God, he is-
misogynist cunt.
God, he
I'm
is the
not-
strangest one here.
Okay, Ginger, we are fucking with you. We love you.
Yeah, it's just jokes, buddy.
We love you.
Alright, I'm gonna go piss wizard.
But no,
Alright,
like
I wanna talk to-
the crowd of crew and also the knight you met before sort of just approach you, and Sally just sort of gives you a sort of half-hearted salute, sort of heavily breathing, just hey boss.
Hey, take it easy.
I'm taking it real easy. I don't see any demons. Sort of looks back at the knight. I don't see any direct threats about. She sort of just takes out a flask, pours herself something in a shot glass, and downs it.
Are either of you two hurt?
Oh right, that's my job. And she just sort of looks around and stuff, just surveys everyone. No, that's a skeleton guy in a suit. Can't do anything. Sleep's okay. Captain, how you feeling?
I meant you, Sally.
I'm good.
Can I inside check that?
Give an insight check on that, I guess.
That's a 2. Okay, she's fine.
Clink, Glean, how goes it? And Linf also.
So I reckon since plants grow wherever I step within a 15-foot radius, I'm just gonna try and meld with the ship's timbers and just sort of start pumping the plant growth into it as
Really
I begin
bastardizing this thing back together, huh?
I'm yeah, pretty much.
You can
It's
roll me.
gonna take hours.
I want a nature check from you. Clink, how goes the
Okay.
search?
Would you like arcane or investigation?
I want both from you.
Okay, so 22 on the investigation.
Alright, I'm back from.
I'm
the
definitely going to
wizard.
be using a recall on that one. I'm glad I rolled a recall on that one because that means I rolled a 27 on the arcane check.
You're not
I got
able
a
to find a
26 on my
single
nature check.
blueprint for this thing. However, you are able to sort of discern the magic rune's workings. This entire sort of ship is kind of almost a puzzle box, right? One of those little sort of cubes that you have to push a
Yeah.
bit, and then you can push another bit, and you can push another bit. That's how the entire ship works. And all it takes is there are 4 commands you can give this ship, really. Sails, turning, anchor, and then just some basic sort of speed adjustments, right? And that dictates the movements of the entire ship as a puzzle box. With a little time, you could study how all of these runes work. Glean, the ship isn't sinking, and you're holding it together for now.
You're like a Groot.
Plants, they are sort of
basically am Groot, yeah.
bringing up roots, vines,
I rolled a
holding this
17
together.
on my investigation. What am I finding?
You have found that a couple of the crates have fallen through the bottom of the ship.
Okay. There's a couple crates, there's no
That's a
fragment of ruins.
A lot of the runes and stuff have sort of like broken off in the wood and stuff.
Okay. Could I? How heavy would the crates be? I probably. Could I
You can
lift
sort of
them
like
out of the
pull them
water?
about.
Oh, no.
Underwater is your forte, you know.
Yeah.
Underwater creatures don't struggle like we do in the water, right?
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. All right. Where would be the best way for me to get back on the ship? I never thought about this part.
There's like a little ladder next to the dock.
Okay.
Captain.
Okay. So after confirming that Selly and Slep are okay, I'm gonna tell Selly, okay, stand by to look after the others. There's been a lot going on.
She sort of nods, and she sort of like walks back, motions for Slep to follow, and leans against a railing. The knight that you met earlier sort of like approaches you,
I turned to him.
and pardon?
I turned to him. I intended to talk to him now. So
Yeah. You can sort of like see under his helmet where he was just bone, a sort of like skeleton underneath before. There is sort of like flesh grafted, and then you just like hear an actual voice come from him instead of like having to be projected into like your head. And you just hear him say, "You really stir up the bee's hive."
oh, you talk now.
Yes.
Something like that, huh?
Visiting home has its advantages. Oh, you should have seen it. What did you do?
What do you mean?
Demon Lord, he was very content and happy with his plans. Said the thieves wouldn't hold any problem whatsoever. And that this whole place would burn, as it was supposed to. And yet, and he sort of like gestures around. Like the room is cold and stuff. There's no active sort of like magic in the place at all, but like it's just stone. Nothing's changed.
Well, further into the den, there was a room with a giant orb. I believe the wizard was attempting some kind of ritual. We fought. I killed an angel,
Which one?
and his name was Zorush.
Dorish. One of 5 brothers. Very good work.
There's more.
Very good.
Well, we took one down, and we made the other one run scared. So I'm not
We
afraid
are
of any
stronger
angels.
now.
You
I'm not
Infernals
afraid.
have your history with angels, I hear.
In some sense, yes.
At one point in my life, I heard that I too was once a tiefling.
At one point.
I am now, as you see.
Dead.
Clearly not.
Undead, I suppose.
And doing very well about it.
Ye tarnished. Anyway, so I just kind of stick my hand out to him. Thank you for helping defend my ship.
He just sort of grabs your hand and sort of like shakes it. Defending your ship wasn't in my plans, I just couldn't pass up a good fight. I sensed
I can respect that.
my whole life I've lived in this place. And you feel a hum about things. I felt that hum die. So I had to find out why. That's the only reason I was here.
The magic from this place is gone.
No. I still sense it within. You 5.
I look at Glean on the ship because he's the only one I can see right now.
I mean, he's very tall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. And then I look down at my hands, thinking about like what just happened to me. Oh, you may be right there.
I was never taught most of the magics of this place, but I believe they called it the Crucible. running through all runes and things here. Quite like, I believe, the power of your ship. Small things that create big things, that create sums, that create calculations. So
What is
on.
the name of the person who wants to destroy the Crucible?
Wait, can you hear all this?
I'm only like 20 feet away.
You're on the sort of deck. You sort of stood here, I guess. That's a difficult question to answer. Who do you prefer?
Is he the master?
The master is one, yes. Long ago, I hear he held dominion over this place. Now I suppose he
Why does
still
he want-
does.
Why does he want the Crucible destroyed?
Time, I suppose, gives you perspective.
What perspective would lead to this course of action, though?
I'm not so sure myself. I'm only, I believe, 200, roughly. I've lost count. But the master, some say he's lived for 10 times that.
10,000, or like 2,000 years.
Maybe more. This place is very ancient, I believe.
Well, I really don't know who we're supposed to be fighting right now anymore. First, we're going after this demon, and now there's this wizard that's frankly fucking us up.
If it does you any well to hear, it's both that want you dead.
Can I come up to the surface? Can I hear? Am I hearing this?
I'm not sure you can hear through water. You're a fish thing.
Alright. I'm going to
Fish
interject
thing.
and say, what about the darker tiefling that we met after the first temple?
Darker tiefling.
Yes.
The witch?
No.
Because after we killed,
The one that healed us
Poland.
that you refused to get healed.
remember the shadow figure outside of the tower where we met Toland?
Oh, that person. Yeah, I don't know who they are.
Ah. So you've met the demon lord then?
That's a fucking demon lord?
I told you not to trust them. I told you not to trust them.
Only one here is capable of such feats. A very powerful old mage.
What's his name?
Why would they heal us if we're the enemy?
I don't know.
Wait,
Such information wasn't privy to me.
the demon lord and the wizard are enemies, aren't they?
No.
No.
I'm afraid
They're
your
working
information
together.
is very old.
It's gonna be a tougher fight than I thought.
How powerful is this wizard that it's able to get angels to work alongside demons?
The demon war ended thousands of years ago. I don't believe either of them necessarily view themselves as opposing sides anymore. One side simply won, the other side simply lost. And now whatever happens here on the mortal plane, well, suppose that's anyone's game.
You said you couldn't pass up a fight.
Power is taken.
If that's
Join
the
us
case,
then.
I was gonna say, if that's the case, there's plenty of fights coming our way if you want to stick with us.
There is nowhere else to go now.
Oh
Well,
shit,
well-
is he coming with us?
Welcome to the club.
I think we still need to keep someone behind to help with keeping the ship safe.
So,
Are we doing best?
I can summon my Force Ghost and also the big guy to keep guard of the ship, and also since the big
Well-
guy can now cast my spells, I can have him continue the ritual to repair the ship.
Okay.
while I'm gone.
I was going to actually ask the big guy to help get the crates out of the water because you can't climb a ladder at the same time
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
holding a crate. All right, big guy.
So I think I'll have my my Force Ghost just kind of like on sentry mode, and the big guy is just like continuing the ritual to repair the ship, and also is like helping like bail water out of it and like get the spilled cargo out of the water.
Clink, how you doing right now, by the way?
I don't know. How am I doing? I'm still investigating these runes,
Oh no, I sort of
trying
said
to
that
fix
like
the puzzle box.
you sort of like got a like pretty vague understanding of them. I mean, like it just take a it's like when you study a maths book that's like of your level of intelligence, you know. Like they're not talking about like really crazy shit, and like eventually you'll sort of be able to sort of like piece it together if you just keep reading.
This boat's made of boat.
This boat is made of magic.
And that's what I'm good with. Well, yeah, there's nothing that Clink can like add to the conversation in any way. So
Ah.
until Clink is, you know, shouted for or anything, Clink is just going to carry on studying because Clink is probably finding this fascinating.
Yeah. I've said that while you're here, you only need to do like short rests, but if you did want to have like a long rest, sleep, relax, if that was your sort of like thing.
I only ask Shelly after I get out of the water. I'm going to ask Shelly, is your office still functional?
No, it's I believe underwater right now.
Oh dear.
But if you'd like, I think there was a place further north of here that might, I don't know, hold some privacy.
Okay.
You gonna go off?
Yeah, I'm going to go off with Shelly.
Bess is just gonna be like smoking to one side, 1,000-yard stare. Captain?
Oh, is this before or after we rest, by the way?
This is whenever you want.
Okay, I wanted to say it's before, because
Yeah.
time.
So, you said Bess is like 1,000-yard stare right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna approach her.
I am also
Hey.
going to approach.
Hey.
Are you still a giant tree?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, what's up, Captain?
You doing okay?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm running out of pipeweed to deal with all of this.
What part of that
Can I do
last
a
one?
nature check to manifest some pipeweed?
You sure can. Meanwhile, Andalinth and Sally, you can sort of like be heading through the
17?
rubble.
Okay.
I'll say you can make some vaguely sort of like relaxative, I believe they call them depressants.
Long bottom leaf is my favorite. I'm sorry if it's not your brand. I just like hold my hand out and there's just some like ripe, like basically marijuana leaves on my hand.
Thank you. And she just takes those.
BBL weed.
Be no BBL.
I really want like an image of green. It's like why everyone's so mean to me.
Don't draw.
It's
Do not draw
made
that,
up.
Cheery. Cheery, do not draw that.
Jerry, Jerry, you know what you must do.
Cheery, do not draw that.
Or do the Omni-Man squat.
No,
Why
that's
add
even
the
worse. You know what? Take it back. Do the other one.
I would not do that to Glean. Frantically scribbles. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to our boy Glean.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep talking to Bess.
Mhm.
I understand this is a lot and probably way above your usual pay grade.
Captain, has it occurred to you that you might actually die here?
Oh, I've known I could die at any moment.
No, but think about it. No one's gonna recount our tale. No one. We're not
I
gonna
don't
be
care.
listed amongst the dead. No one's gonna bury us.
That's fine. At least I tried.
Doesn't it bother you?
No. If I die living the free life that I want, then it's worth it.
Still got family
Yes.
out there. They don't even know where I am.
Which is why I have a suggestion for you if it's getting too much. Because while I might be okay with dying, I don't want to force anybody else to make that decision for themselves. So, we still need people to guard the ship. And we have more people now. It won't be just you. But if you'd like to stay behind and watch after the ship as it gets repaired, it'll be a much safer position than coming with us.
She just sort of like takes a second, takes another smoke of like her pipe and stuff. She like shuts her eyes and just sort of like shivers a little bit and she's like, honestly, I think I've kind of reached my stress limit on this.
And that's
You've
understandable.
more than met your original contract. If you need to go, I think we would understand.
Can she even leave right now?
No. She sort of just like looks at you again and she's like, Captain, 2 days ago, maybe 3, we fought a nightmare creature. We almost died then and there. That was 2 days ago. Then there were angels, bloodshed. We watched hundreds of people die in Thieves' Den.
It's a lot.
I don't know. I feel
I
like the only person who's processing this. You know? Like shit, maybe I'm the only person processing this terribly.
No, I'd argue you're
not here.
processing it. I'd argue you're processing it as any normal person would.
Best.
Glean.
Well, Tyr and I have wildly different outlooks on our mortality, as you might have seen from this conversation. I've lived almost my entire life living a lie, and now that I'm close to the grave, this is the most free I've ever felt, ever. And now, even if I die, at least what remains of me will go to this tree in my head.
How do you know that you're not gonna get up like Handlinf did?
I don't know. And frankly, I don't care. I'm too old to care.
Captain, don't hold this cowardice against me, okay?
You're no coward. In fact, you're one of the bravest people I've ever fought by.
Somehow I feel like I doubt it, but listen, I'm gonna stay here at the ship, and honestly, if they offer me some sort of like peace treaty to get out of here, I'm not gonna lie, I'll take it. I just want to kind of go home.
I understand.
Contracts up there, they were a lot easier than this.
Glean is going to give her a sack of 100 gold pieces and consider this your bonus.
Most gracious druid I ever did meet.
You're free to stay at the ship until we return.
Thank you for not killing me when you were in Topo's retinue.
Oh, he didn't pay us to kill. Like people, I mean. That wasn't in the contract.
Topo's good people.
Hope you meet him again.
Glean genuinely smiles, like realizing that Topo wasn't like out to get him. He was just, yeah. I'm learning a lot about people that I thought were my enemies.
Bess just sort of like looks down at the pipe she's holding, and she sort of flips it around, and she hands it over to you.
He takes a giant like puff of it and like just returns it back and just starts making smoke rings.
Eh. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss right now?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you for all that you've done to help us, Bess.
She
Definitely
sort of
appreciate it.
she sort of like nods a bit, and then she heads on down to the ship.
I'm gonna piss wizard.
Gonna piss wizard.
Alright, have fun,
I'm-
piss wizarding.
What's that, Finn?
I'm gonna look at the knight.
Oh yeah, he's just stood aboard.
Also, what do we call you?
Hang on, check my sources. They named me the 31st Eowyn, but I named myself Salazar.
Salazar. All right then. I call you Sal.
Why not?
All right, Sal. So we're getting ready to go soon.
He sort of just nods.
Also, are we short resting here?
And if you wanna,
Do short rests still count as long rests? Here?
yes.
Cool.
Alright.
So Sally sort of leads you, Andlin, up to the old like docks sort of area that was up here.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What's up? Is there something you wanted to discuss with me?"
So what Analyst is going to do, Analyst is going to take a deep breath. I'm going to dismiss my trident, and it's going to like go up into the on my arm. It's going to be a tattoo
Mhm.
and it turns into like just a standard black blade. The what was he called? The blade of trickery. I'm just
Yeah.
going to call it trickery. And then I'm going to kind of like open my jacket a little, I guess, and there is going to be the hole through my armor where the laser went.
Sally is just immediately coming over to check on like the wound and stuff. Like,
We did patch it over with healing spells.
Sally sort of like takes a minute. She's like, I gotta confide something in you real quick, okay?
Okay.
I was the alchemist for a very, very small town. My medical knowledge is a lot more limited than I let on.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Is there supposed to be a different way to find the pulse of a sea elf?
No, we have the same, usually the same basic anatomy. We have like the what is that thing that fish have that lets them like kind of like adjust what level they're floating at? We have that organ, but that's
Swim
basically
Swim
bladder?
ladder.
Yeah, we have a swim bladder. I guess I have like a small swim bladder because I'm a half elf. It's
How do you feel?
but yeah, so just like the wrist.
She's just gonna like hold your shoulders and she's like, "Are you feeling okay? Is everything like good? Are you breathing normally? Are you feeling
Yeah,
like the
that-
right amount of energy?"
I'm feeling fine, besides my pulse being fairly weak last I checked. But I don't think that's good either. I think I got my shot heart out. My heart shot out. Wow. Okay, calm down. Zone in. Don't get mad at yourself. Yeah. The angel, you know what it did to like the people, where it just kind of disintegrated them. That's kind of what happened there.
Your heart got disintegrated?
Yeah, and possibly anything around it. It went right through me. I remember because I was trying to use my blade to block the laser, and then the blade decided to go to the side instead.
It moved on its own?
Yes.
And then, how are you back? How are you here?
Well, I went to this place, and it was like there was like either a doorway, a big doorway, or it was like a boat and like water. And I think the boat option would have had me go beyond.
You met
But
you met the boatman.
I believe so, yes.
You figured it takes you across the water. Oh my.
Is it a little weird that sea elves kind of have a different thing because they're already in the water? We have a bit different myths.
I didn't know about that, but I've heard tell of this sort of like situation, this boatman who sort of like is supposed to guide you across. So you
You see, I've been trying
died.
to attune, and yeah, I think I realize that now. All I remember was like once the laser went through, I remember going to the realm, and then it seemed like nothing, and I was already back up and standing.
Huh.
But they look pretty horrified. My team.
I think it's a miracle you're still here. You're still definitely you, right?
I think so. I can't. I don't think I can get rid of the sword anymore. It kind of almost a part of me. I'm going to show her like the tattoo, and then I was like, maybe just like a demonstration, like the sword going into my hand and then back on my arm.
Let me roll real quick.
Do a roll. Right. I was going to say it's charisma because it's a warlock thing. Wow, that's a terrible, terrible 8.
Sally just sort of like looks you over, looks at this, and is just like, is that like normal magics?
I don't think so. I think I've made a pact with my blade.
What was?
Um,
Am I allowed to ask?
I'm pretty sure you are. There might be like one thing I can't really tell you, but it was like it was like a big armory. There was a lady who was like the first one, I'm guessing, to like wield the blades. The blade talked to me. We made a deal, and I came back to life.
Huh. Can I ask about the deal?
Um, it's not going to interfere with the team, hopefully.
Huh. Well, like, do you know what it wants? From you, I mean?
Not entirely. I know it feeds off life force. That we fought a storm dragon. It leached some energy off that. I use some magic. You know how magic can temporarily bolster one's life force.
Mhm.
I was using that with another spell of life transference to basically feed it a fake life force. I guess it's not real,
And
but
Link,
I guess that woke it up.
I always promised that I would never tell people how to live their life, but it feels like you've... I don't know, it feels like you've turned yours into a sort of disposable currency almost. Like, the way that you tell me about this, like, you've used life transference. Was this a last resort sort of situation?
No, well, I was tired of like just being the book nerd of the party. Like Atera's like this wonderful, graceful fighter, and Lean is a hitman turned an artificer, and like now he's like one of the strongest. I think the strongest druid I've ever seen.
And you are the most fantastic mind I think I've met. Some of the things that you've talked about, your travels, archaeology. Don't throw
But
your
that
life away, please.
wasn't helping. I don't. I think I might have messed up already.
It's
I
okay.
didn't expect.
I'll help you out any way I can, I promise. Part of the same crew, right?
Can you like sense if I have a heart still? Do I have my heart back at least?
I'll give a couple of checks over. Just give me a minute here, okay? Let's see. She sort of like looks you over a bit. She's sort of like feeling the sort of like pulse areas, wrist, neck, sort of like chest and stuff. Like really sort of like focusing, really sort of listening and stuff. And after a sort of like minute or two, she says, "Oh, I heard it just faintly. It took a while, but I heard just a single thump."
I'm going to try an experiment. What if I were to throw my blade on the ground and then kind of like keep it from returning for like a minute? What's going to happen to my body?
So you're kind of like discarding it almost?
Yeah.
Okay. You toss your blade aside and Sally sort of like adopts this sort of like almost sort of like crouch, sort of like very ready posture. Roll me a constitution save real quick.
Oh dear. Wow, that was fucking terrible. That's a 4.
You feel just an immense tightness in your chest spring up out of nowhere after a minute or two.
Okay.
Sally immediately sees like the symptoms on your face and just very quickly dives, like grabs the blade and just like puts it back in your hands.
Before she grabs the blade, because I don't trust the blade currently. I don't have trust of the blade that it might hurt Sally. I'm just going to will it back into my hand, before she can touch it.
I'll allow it. She definitely went for it, but like it's back in you,
Yeah.
and the pain is just like relieved.
Fuck. What have I fucked up? I fucked up.
I don't know what you've done, but I promise I'll help you through this. I promise. I promise.
I think Atero would understand, and Clink is always. I think Clink understands as well, but Glean are we're just like conflicting worldviews and mentalities, and God, like that.
I mean, hey, it's better to have someone questioning you, right? Listen, I never told anyone about how the captain met me, but well, I promise you won't tell the rest of the crew, okay?
I promise.
Listen, I was in a cult when the captain met me. I was making poisons. I was poisoning a town's water supply. The only reason I was doing it was because my mother was doing it, and I was chosen to do it. I didn't have any good reason or anything like that. The captain came along and could have killed me like everyone else there. But she didn't. She gave me a second chance. She questioned my views. And I'm a better person now because of it. Glean, like, maybe you don't see eye to eye with him. Maybe he sees things different to you. But if he was always there reinforcing your beliefs, who knows, you might become like a tyrant of your own ideals, you know?
Maybe. I just want like the power so I can continue the adventure and keep my friends safe. The nightmares, it's like every night, just that nightmare demon, and like watching Glean almost die like 3 times now.
You are
Like
strong enough.
He's act.
I saw you back at the ship. The way that you tore through those guys just then. You are the strongest people I've ever met in my life. And I promise, I'm gonna do everything to keep you alive as long as I can.
Thank you.
I'm gonna look into this when I get the chance.
Whatever it is, it's my whole like the thing before it like talked to me before I died. The deal was it would obey me or I would row it back into like some empty cave, and it can just continue languishing there like it did when I found it. But now that's not an option. Now my only option is I just have to keep it in control.
A malevolent entity or a parasite, right? It tricked you. You said the blade moved on its own, didn't you?
Yeah.
It got you killed.
I don't know if it would have even kept. It's like that angel's laser. I would just. I guess it did.
I'm gonna figure this out, I promise.
Okay.
We're gonna break you free of this thing. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
I think that would be it. Might as well return to the ship and get resting. I'll see what else I can find under the water.
Alright, cut back to the crew. You guys have been, you've been sort of like, resting up here.
Most of my effort has been pouring into repairing the ship.
Clink?
Yeah, pretty much similar thing to what was happening before, just trying to puzzle out this, trying to get as much in as possible before we before we end up walking away, because at least I'll remember it all and I can keep pondering it whilst we're not here.
Camp John.
I've just been kind of supervising Glean and like seeing how everything's coming back together, or like how the repairs are going.
Anlin is going to go. Is her room still intact?
Andlin,
That's
your room
probably
was
where
on the side of a ship which isn't underwater.
Yeah. It's the far back crew quarters. It's the farthest back room.
Yeah.
I like to imagine the big guy in order to like bail the water that is like inside the ship, rather than like getting like a big bucket or something.
He's drinking it.
He's just I wouldn't say drinking it because it's salt
Like
water.
a Squirtle.
He's like sucking it up and then just spitting it back out overboard.
Wait, isn't there a frog? A mudkip? No, mudkip. What's
Mudkips
the
are
frog,
like mud
water
salamanders or
type?
something.
What's the frog water type? That
Mudkips
It's
are
called
axolotls, I
Froggy?
believe.
No, maybe. I don't know. Alright. I guess I have to commune with my blade. I guess that's the next option, but let's get other people role-playing first.
So Clink, roll me another a little arcana for me, please.
$22.
You have studied, or at least you're a Kenku. You remember things, you know. You have looked over every sort of like.
That isn't known yet. That isn't known yet.
Might be.
You fool!
You're a bird. Actually, I think that's with every bud. Every bud's got good memory, right?
Yeah.
Pigeons never forget when you kick them.
At least Clink isn't like a cockatoo. Like, what's that white bird that is very moody and emotional?
Cockatiel.
Cockatiel, yeah. At least you're not a cockatiel. You're a parrot, a macaw.
You have innate sort of like memory of things. You only need to read something once, and it's like with you forever. You have read over every single rune, like just coating this ship. Now all that you need to do is go into your head and sort of like study them.
That's easily done. We can piece it together.
Yeah. Gleam, roll me a nature.
Me?
Is there anyone else here called Gleam?
I didn't hear you say.
I know,
don't
I just
know,
never
man.
get
I'm
the
sorry.
chance to say things like that, man. I never get the chance to say things like that. I get to be sassy once a week.
21.
Yeah, you're sort of like, the ship is held together. The lower decks, they are draining. You know?
Oh,
Slowly but surely, you're seeing like the water going away and stuff. Like, you're slowly reclaiming this boat, piecing it back together piece by piece.
yeah. As I said before, this is good. This is a slow process. It's gonna take about 8 hours.
It's gonna take longer than 8 hours, I'll tell you now. Whatever happened to this thing, you have seen it be pierced here, and there's a massive explosion that went out this side.
So it probably got shot by a cannon.
From where?
Let's do an investigation check. Let's figure that out. Let's do some ballistics.
You know me a little investigation, actually, now that you say that.
I'm not very good with investigation. That's only a 13.
Doesn't look like a cannon blast.
Okay. At least I know that it wasn't a cannon blast.
Captain, you still sort of like supervising stuff on the ship?
Yeah, just kind of walk around surveying the damage, seeing how things are getting mended.
Let's
and-
talk real quick. Is this like the most chaos you've ever sort of like seen on a ship?
I mean, she sailed on ships before.
Have
And,
a
like,
ship
there have been-
utterly destroyed like this and have crew coming and going, sort of like fixing her up?
She hasn't been on one.
Can the big
'Cause
guy
usu-
be behind her?
Usually, when it gets to this point, the ship's already sinking and she's on the winning ship. So
Yeah. But like to oversee like sort of like repairs and stuff here and there.
she's seen like little bits, like, but mostly just patchwork stuff. Nothing to this extent.
So this is all new.
Yeah. I want to go down to the lower decks and see like what I can see down there.
Okay. Again, with sort of like big guys sort of like getting the place out, it is you're seeing like a lot of the like worst details over the water right now. This place is cranked to all shit. Roll me a little investigation.
Okie doke. Ooh, that's really good. That's a 24.
The extent of the damage here, in spite of the fact that you have like magic wielders among you, you've been on ships. You know how ships operate. You look down at the sort of like the bottom of this ship, more or less. The way that this thing is damaged, you almost feel like it would take divine like intervention to patch her up again.
Hmm.
It is not just in a bad way, it is in a horrendous way.
Damn.
And Luther's is going to be, I think we can get it working until we can get it to keep it. Because we're just going, I don't know how it works, how we're released back into the water, but if we can get to a port that can do ship repairs,
It is at the
or
very
maybe we
least
could
floating.
wrap it. Yeah, it is
Somehow.
floating.
And I will remind you, when you first got this ship, I told you it was gnomish architecture. It is very intricate, and that is why repairs on this thing would be incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
Well, that-
We're basically just like patching it up enough so we can like at least get somewhere.
I just feel like the Going Merry would like went one place with it.
Yeah, this shit is currently going the way of the Going Mary.
God damn. The one thing that Atira does know to go check though is the keel. See how that's doing.
The keel is the underside.
The keel is like the main support beam that runs along the underside of the ship.
Yeah,
Is
you
that-
can see very clear fractures along the keel.
Her heart sinks real bad. All right, crew, huddle up for a sec.
Captain on deck. Glean, are you still a
Yeah, how long does the tree form last?
Until I cancel the spell.
That's incredible.
okay. Does it last through a rest?
Let me double check it just to be certain.
In the interim,
Yeah, this
the
this
crew
seems
all
quite powerful.
huddles around.
The transformation lasts until the spell ends.
What the fuck?
What does that even mean? So that means
Okay.
I guess I can just willingly cancel the spell and that's when it ends?
If a
Hang on, what
magical
was it called?
cancelling effect goes on you, I suppose.
It's open till close.
Level
Guardian
4,
of Nature.
Guardian of Nature. Concentration up to 1 minute is the duration.
What? No.
Wait, so
Yeah.
I briefly transformed into this. Okay.
Yeah, 10 rounds.
Okay. So
Okay,
you
yeah, so then I'm definitely not a tree man anymore.
Mario deflating sound effect.
Ew, ew, ew.
Oh, that was great, actually.
That was really good.
Thank you. I'll be here for about another hour.
Okay. Looking at the damage, I don't think the ship has that much longer.
Is it going to be long enough that after we kill the demon, we can take it and get to the nearest port?
I think it will. But it has to be the nearest port.
the
keel's damaged.
the knight Salazar, he just sort of like points around the room. All of the travel runes in here are gone. Disabled. There is no more magic.
The
Could we
ship
really-
can still be operated manually, can it not?
If you can get it out of here, I'm sure.
I'll create a new mast and sails out of palm leaves then.
What I'm trying to say, though, is that once we get out of here and get to port, we may have to say goodbye to the ship already.
I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news for you, Captain. It's unlikely the ship will ever get out of here.
It's a problem for another time.
It's not sunk until it's sunk.
But the clock's ticking on it. The keel's damaged, and that's not something you can just fix.
I'm letting just like kind of ask plainly, mostly at a Terra, because the Terra was like the one who kind of like stared first, and probably the one that probably stared at me first. What happened after I lost my heart, from your perspective?
Well, we saw you get shot. You got back up. And you had a shapeshifting gun.
That I don't remember the getting back up part. It felt like it was just in between. I was talking about this. I think I did die there. And I may have taken any option to come back. But I'm just going to, as a crew and captain, I'm going to try not to let this problem interfere with anything related to like the crew as a whole.
I trust you, Anlith.
I'm just going to kind of like side-eye glean to see if there's any words.
Silence. Staring at you in silence.
Winky's just gonna flap over to Andleth's head, pat a wing, and go, "We do what we do to survive." And then back to the horn.
Internally, Anvith is like, is this going to be worth it to survive? Anvith's clearly a bit shaken.
Atira's gonna walk up to Anlith. Like as I walk by, like I do the thing, where I like walk past you and like put Like my hand on your shoulder, but like the closest one.
Okay.
Not like where I'm like standing in front of you, reaching out. It's like where I'm standing next to you. We're a team. All of us. Got your back, and you got ours, and I know you do. Just remember that.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk toward the gangplank.
Mm-hmm.
Barrel. Sorry. Fuck. That was a tip.
It's okay. You have unlimited references. I only ban them from Finn.
Fuck you!
When?
Lock it in.
Sheeper's imagination is running wild.
One thing Clinky's going to go and do whilst everyone is having a little chat, Clinky's gonna go and sit by the entrance to this area. I'm assuming it's like 10 foot wide.
Yeah.
Not quite that far, a bit further back. Clinky's going to use the rubble to make Golda's tower in the gap.
Okay. You're gonna have
The
to
big
tell
guy
me about
follow
that.
Clink.
It's basically a 2-story tower made of stone, wood, or similar material. Tower can be round or square to shape. It's 100 feet square, so 10 by 10 foot. So it's fitting the gap.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say how many doors I can give it, so I'm giving it 2. One on the side of the ship, one on the other side. It also doesn't say who can see this door. So only the one towards the ship is visible by everyone else from the outside anyway.
Yep.
And I'm going to make sure the 2 rooms in there, I'm going to have a study and a bedroom, and it will last for a whole day, 24 hours. Basically, it's a place for everyone to sleep, which is relatively safe and warm. It's got a study, so that if anyone needs to look things up, hint, hint, Sally. There's a place with a load of books in there, which the spell doesn't say what books are in the study. It just says there are books and there is ink and there is stuff. So do with that what you will. And yeah, also a bedroom, so if anyone needs to sleep, crew-wise, they've got a safe place to do it that's not in an almost sunken ship.
I bet.
Anlith feels a lot more comfortable, even if like the ship is not in good shape. L's not exactly scared of water, but L wants to make sure all. Anlith, fuck, holy
It's okay. We know.
Anlith. It wants to make sure all her stuff is safe.
Mm-hmm. Big Frog had pulled out a couple of the crates that fell through the bottom of the ship.
And did we find any like pieces of like runes that may have broken off?
I mean, that is just a lot of the chipped stuff through the. I don't think you got to worry about that. Clink has them all memorized.
Okay.
Yeah. Clink has memorized the entire boat. Possibly could even remake it on another boat. I don't know. That could be a future
Before
thing.
we break up entirely, Analyst is going to have difficulty making eye contact for this, but Analyst is going to ask, Glean, do you have professional advice on... I know you were a hitman or person for the Steely Court, and do you have any professional advice on contracts?
I'll let you know that any contract that is made is not as easily broken, especially when unnatural magics are involved. Never make deals with devils.
Regardless of how I may feel like regretting it right now, I'm still... I don't even know if I can say I prefer being alive at this point, but that's the choice I made. I'm not going to act like I should have died there. Anyways, I want a professional opinion, not your judgment. I just...
What do you want from me then?
I just... I don't know. And this is kind of like, I'm breaking down at this point. It's like, it's not how I was grown to believe is just with the water and everything. Like, I feel like you're always in this like paradox of like not caring about yourself or your well-being, and it's been what, 3 times now you've almost died on us. Like, I get it, you're old and you might not have time left, but until you're to that point, why do you act like it's already over?
Because fair is fair.
But why do you... I just don't get it.
Some of the people I killed definitely didn't deserve it. And I believe what goes around comes around.
Do you believe it's too late for you to make amends? That nothing can ever be fixed?
Doesn't matter now.
It does. You have to have hope. You have to keep moving forward. Or you have to keep swimming.
Whether or not it's by my own hand, by another hand, or by nature itself, the Grim Reaper will be for me.
I know, but I know mortality, it's just... Why it's... You're acting like the Reaper's already here. Anyways, it's just professionally... I just want help and ideas from someone who may have had experience in it. I can't get out of this contract easily. I think it's my life on the contract.
It'll be hard to break, but not impossible.
Do I even want to break it? Like, part of it's like the power from it. I was tired of just being like some nerd who occasionally just read books and just blew on her ocarina to help the fight. I just want to contribute more.
Power doesn't come from hatred. Power doesn't come from greed or lust or a wanting. Power comes from true power, that is. It comes from acceptance, truth, indomitable spirit. Look at how much stronger I got when I stopped denying my existence. Figure out what you want and hold on tight.
Okay. Yeah, I think with that, Analyst is kind of like drained enough that Analyst is, unless someone like wants to talk to her, she's just going to go straight to her room on the ship.
Lean? Anything else?
Nah.
Captain Atira?
Well, before anything else, we still have a job to finish. So those coming out in the sortie, get ready to move out.
we're just going to go through the rest because there is something I'm going to be doing during the rest.
Oh,
I want to make sure everyone gets their opportunity.
okay. Let me rephrase. Rest up and make your preparations. As soon as we're ready to go, we're going.
Glean. You good?
He hasn't really checked in with his the tree in his head. I think he's just gonna do like a really quick pep talk with him. Just like, hey, you're still there, right?
We're on the warpath, ain't we, boss?
So you're calling me boss now?
I mean, ain't a lot of people.
I figure our relationship is mutually beneficial.
I know our relationship is mutually beneficial. But still, you got a commanding presence about you. Or I guess we got a commanding presence about us.
I do what I can.
Now we do what we must. And we must be getting ourselves some revenge.
You know about him. The person that we're doing this for.
About who?
You're in my head. You can see the memories. It's weird. I used to be such an asshole to the guy. But now all I want is for him to be back.
Hey, I mean, it'll happen. Edwald. None of the rules are as they seem no more.
This path that we're walking down, I might not come out the other side. And I just want to let you know, if anything happens, you can have this body.
Great to tell you. But, that was already part of the plan. In case anything happened to you.
I thought something like that was going to happen.
I mean,
Tears is watching.
Yeah, Glean, I want to say Glean is speaking out loud, but is speaking in Sylvan.
Atira is like watching, like eyebrow cocked, like, what's he talking to? Glean? You okay, buddy?
Just making peace.
Atira nods and lets him go.
lest it's by fire, nothing's gonna get rid of this forest no more.
You'll be the guardian of it.
No, you misunderstand, Glean. We'll simply be it.
You know, that doesn't sound that bad.
We'll be part of it too.
Are you ready?
Not a choice for us anymore, is it?
I suppose not. Let's do this.
Just gonna... where the tower is. Oop. I'm gonna piss Wizard if there's anything else you guys like to do before doing your long rest.
No, I'm just going to commune with my sword, but you go piss first.
I do
Okay.
want to talk to the knight one more time, but I'll let you go piss.
Piss Wizard. I'll be back.
Let's have an can we do an out of character conversation real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
I love everything that is going on right now.
Yeah?
Like more of this, please. We need to talk to each other.
Oh yeah. I think you kind of failed the speech check.
Oh, I know
Alan,
for sure I
you're
did. the look, Glean just is fully convinced that he's not leaving this place.
He'll see about that, bitch.
Yeah.
Because unless Clean is different, I believe Anlith is the youngest one here by like relative to their like our species.
She
Yeah.
was pretty young.
Yeah. I think we're both pretty young.
I feel guilty about it, but I was gonna text Finn halfway through that with a popcorn gif. But like I knew that Finn wouldn't be able to hold back like his giggles, so I didn't want to ruin the mood.
I have a mute
Oh.
button.
Okay.
What the hell is going on?
That was me pressing control. Apparently that makes the thing play. Oh.
Yeah, I guess in like human terms, like it's just a crew of like a bunch of like 25-year-olds, and then there's just one 80-year-old guy.
Don't worry, Grandpa. We'll get you home.
I think this is a strong contender
Back
for
in
best
my
session
day.
ever.
Okay,
Yeah.
Grandpa, let's get you to bed.
All right. Do
All
you
old
want to go
people are
first, Finn,
wizards.
or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first. I'm gonna walk back up the gangplank and approach Sal.
Uh-huh. You know.
Hey, you seem a bit more knowledgeable about any of this. Do you know anything about what happened to me during that last fight?
Which?
That form I took.
You don't know much about your own people, do you?
Not really. I was raised a slave and didn't really get a chance much to grow up around my own kin in a not oppressed way.
I'd say I'm not much the same in that regard. Listen. You tieflings, or I suppose, us tieflings.
Making a lot of assumptions here.
Am I?
Kinda. I mean, do you know for sure you were?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm the Eowens, as we are called. Direct descendants of the master himself. Demon Lord.
Who was a tiefling at first?
As was the wizard. The history of this place is built on infernal blood. Suppose in that way, it's at least it should mean something more to you, I suppose.
Is that why it's affecting me this way?
Perhaps. If you ask me, though, I think it's just your blood reacting to finally killing a Celestial. That ancient war, it's built into all of us in some regard. Me, I don't much care who I'm fighting. Bad, good, evil or otherwise. Good battle's a good battle.
You and I are similar in that regard. I don't concern myself with good or evil.
If all tieflings
Job,
are
job.
like you, then I'd very much like to make it back to the mortal plane.
Well, perhaps we can make something like that happen.
If we survive.
I'm confident. She kind of looks down at her fist, like her open palm, and then clenches her fist, like in determination.
You, in another life, you would have made a fantastic Eowyn.
I'll take that as a compliment.
I suppose it could come across as an insult having seen us.
You're not that ugly.
He takes his helmet off. There
Oh,
is
shit.
just a skull underneath. Around his neck and mouth, there is just flesh that has been stitched together to give him the ability to talk.
Okay, I take it back. You're
God,
pretty
it's the
fucking
mouth
ugly.
of Sauron.
It's like Jerome in the fucking Gotham series.
Okay, I take it back.
Jerome.
You're pretty fucking ugly.
Trust me. Be I undead or a mindless warrior, I still know beautiful from ugly.
Oh, thanks.
Don't be afraid of your blood. Embrace it. It makes you strong.
I'm not afraid of it. Just want to understand it.
Before this time is done, we may find ourselves killing many more angels.
Well, in live, it said the thought didn't excite me a little bit.
Just don't let it consume you. You are more than your
no-
lust for battle.
I'm no fiend. Don't worry.
Good.
All right, that's my thing.
Okay. I am going to, in my quarters,
I'm gonna
private.
private. You guys are doing this.
I'm gonna cry a
I'm
bit.
going to try to commune with my blade. I'm going to like bring it out in its default form. It's like a katana, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, tato.
Khalij.
Okay.
It's like a saber, I think, right?
It's like the bastard son of a saber and a katana.
Okay.
I'm going to like. I'm hoping through communing I could go back to that place I was originally.
I'm trying to
But
head back.
I'd settle for like a voice call, if that's like not like physically, but like mentally.
Roll me a religion check.
Can I use just charisma instead? Oh well, that's a natural one.
I'll let you use charisma instead.
Oh.
Okay.
No, that's a natural one. All right, come on, this blade bear commune with me.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think there's just silence around you.
I think Anlet's going to go for a different route. Anlet is just going to hit the blade against like the wood on like the flat side and try to like get a reaction.
Let me check on my end.
Oh wait, wake up.
You just hear a very sort of like slow voice. Did you lie?
I believe so. Last between the day? Yes.
Our accord continues.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about some things. Anyways, how do you like the new style of weaponry? The pistol and the rifle. I guess I didn't fire you as a rifle, but the pistol.
How I'm
Revolver.
formed
I think we just...
matters not. Me.
I've seen what's like on your end. It's an armory. Do you have anything in there besides just yourself and different forms? Do you have any armor?
The Black Armory,
Food?
a meeting place of cowards.
Don't like you insinuating that, but whatever. You're an asshole anyways.
There is many armors of our kind. We were all forged in a dark fire, you could call it.
So, was it all blades, or was there armor?
Armor, yes. Hundreds, thousands of pieces. Oh, long ago, the fields of battle.
Yeah,
The blood,
yeah. Enjoy your nostalgia trip.
all dried now.
Do you have any armor that would fit me?
Are you willing to make more accords?
You're going to make me do an accord for armor. You all I have my life.
Oh, no, no. But they would.
Who's they?
The armor,
I'll
of
hear out.
course.
Fine. I'll hear out this armor's deal.
Oh, I'm sure you would.
Going to force me to take the deal without even knowing it? I may not be able to live without you, but you can't exactly live without me. No one on this crew is going to pick you up if I die. And if you try to get me up by yourself without me, with me out of the picture, they'll see through you.
You know, if your captain killed the Demon King and escaped this place, I know exactly what would happen if you were to die while wielding me. They'd bandage me up, so that not a single piece of their skin touched my blade, and they'd toss me into the sea. And you know what would happen then? Something down there would find me in time.
Maybe I should give them some better ideas on your disposal then.
I'd love to hear what you have to say about that.
Well, I have a feeling you can read my thoughts anyways.
That
So
wasn't a
you can
part
go
of our
find out for
accord.
yourself. Just what's the armor's accord already?
There are no armaments such as that.
What is the price for the armor? What is it?
It's curious. You know, you believe I'm telling you the truth.
I expect nothing but lies and half-truths from you, to be honest. But I know it wouldn't be beneficial. A lie, if you only lie, are you really being a liar, or are you just... Well, because if you only lie, then you're just doing the truth in a roundabout way. You
I
have to have
am
truth mixed in.
a sword of tricks. You understand?
Yes.
Let me tell you my very rare truth. We are stronger together, you and I. I can help get you out of this place alive, and I can help you defend foes which you fight alongside. It's that simple.
Fine. If you're going to be this stubborn, just give me the armor. I need a new one anyways. You're not exactly going to find any down here.
The form of us. We have only ever taken the form of weapons. There is no armor.
Oh, so you're just lying about there being, might be an armor that wants to make an accord with me.
I am the blade of tricks. And just like that, the sword just whatever dark energy was sort of thrumming to make it communicate, it just falls silent.
Bastard. Alright, that's it for me.
I am the blade of tricks. Now pull my finger.
Put your finger within this trap. Now our fingers are trapped together. Clink, how you doing in Goldur's Tower? I think Sally has eventually
Warm.
figured out and sort of started farming through the pages.
I wasn't really doing much in there. I was just making sure it's going to help, considering the rubble was all smashed aside, this is going to be a little bit more protective.
Glean, you sort of came up towards this place. Are you coming in?
Yeah.
I remember a few days ago you said wizards have towers. Now me have one.
Yes, you do.
It's short. Like you. Anyway, welcome.
Uncalled
Books.
for.
Books. Lots books.
God, I love Clink.
Clink. Can I talk to you real quick?
Yes, of course.
Is there something wrong with you?
Yes. Wish I had hands. I enjoyed having hands.
How do we fix it?
I would love to know that's what I'm trying to do. Old Master made me this way. Don't know why. Think they were angry? Couldn't tell. Change was loud. Couldn't understand their words. Took time.
If it's possible for me to, I'll try to figure out a way to break this, whatever, curse, perhaps.
I assume, going by what I read in Old Master's books, some form of polymorph, but that does not last this long. It has been many days. That normally ends very quick. This lasts too long.
Yes.
And from what I read, not many remember before what happened.
We already know Dispel Magic doesn't work on it, so logical progression, we'll try remove curse next.
We can try. No harm. I hope.
Well, now we just need to find somebody that knows this spell.
I mean, many books in here, but me, I don't think spells. I think just books. Histories, maybe. Haven't actually had a chance to look.
I think Glean is going to look over at Sally. I don't think Glean has ever directly talked to Sally.
Sally is like deep in study on a book. On just like cursed artifact.
So what's your story?
She just like looks up, huh? Me?
Why'd you join?
Oh, well, I suppose you were around when I talked about the pact, but I made a blood pact with the captain, and I believe that, means something to tieflings. I've yet to look into it fully.
Is it like marriage or something?
I suppose in terms of seriousness. Aetira did take it very seriously, so I want to make sure I don't offend, her culture, I suppose. I never grew up around other tieflings, aside from my mother.
Well, her culture would be yours, would it not?
I suppose it would, but again, I just don't know much about it. Problem with us tieflings is, in a lot of places, our culture's been removed. People think we're evil things or beings who want to come up and curse the lands, and well, I guess the Master and the Demon King, etc. here, they don't paint us in the best image, do they?
I can kind of relate.
Is-
Most of the time when people look at me, they just see a giant frog and they don't take me seriously. Had to shoot a lot of people in the leg to get the clout.
I heard that was, well, I think Steve was talking to me about something similar. Poor guy.
Glean completely falls silent. Like, his heart sinks, and it's just like, God, I really did just kneecap that guy, didn't I?
Is there a problem with the grung societally?
I was taught in the Feywild that we were nothing but savages and murderers.
Well, I lived in a very small town growing up, and if I must say so, you're really the first experience I've ever had talking to a grung, and you've left a good impression. You are noble.
I don't really know what to think anymore. If I survive, I guess I can go see who or what happened to my family. But if I don't, I guess that's okay.
I suppose as your doctor I should ask, if you do perish, is there anywhere you'd like me to have your remains sent?
Gling just points at the tree, and on, like, this inside of his head is like, what will remain of my being belongs to them now.
In that case, I shall, I suppose I'll name a forest after you. Sort of like smiles a little awkwardly, looking up from the book.
I am going to go smoke long bottom leaf until I fall asleep now.
As a doctor, I'll say that's one of the more healthy ways to deal with things.
Yeah, I think Glenn's gonna leave the tower and like hang out like just outside the doorway and just start puffing down on some of the juju until he falls asleep. And he's just at this point just basically waiting for the rest of the party.
As you leave, Sally just sort of like looks up at Clink and is just like, you know, I've never spoke to you, I think.
No, don't think we have. Usually too many fights.
I don't want to offend you, but I did think that you were a normal parrot at the start.
Well, so did Glean when he tried to buy me. Until I swore and made fun of the person trying to sell me. Then he definitely wanted to buy me. He bought my freedom.
I suppose it may be a mild consolation that people who tried to sell you might be gone now.
They were doing what they needed to do. I hold no ill will. Plus, I took a mild bit of revenge when I may have taken advantage of this form to shit on his head.
Love it.
I forgot he did that.
Where are you from, originally?
Hard to remember. Me vaguely remember Dukedom? What in Dukedom regions? Me think?
What was the view of the ocean like? I hear it's different from island to island.
Dark. Very dark.
A
Stormy
dark
clouds.
ocean. Did it rain a lot?
I'm not sure. I think normal amount of rain for Stormy Port. Sometimes it was just cloudy, sometimes it was torrential rain and no one could leave.
Well, that narrows it down. The more you know, the better, am I right? You'll be able to find home in
Very
no
true.
time.
Home would be nice. But cannot go back like this.
Like what?
gestures vaguely towards body.
Is there something wrong with being a parrot?
Wasn't always parrot.
Do you know what you were before?
I think race is called as Kenku.
Oh, I met a few Kenku. You have remarkable memory. Although I suppose having your form changed so suddenly would affect that memory.
It's hard to remember sometimes. Brain smaller.
I understand.
Takes time to remember.
I think you really did sign on with your best bet at a normal life when you're changed back.
I'm not sure if normal life is what I would call it, but it was a life.
You'll get a chance, I'm sure, soon enough. Hopefully we can get you, I guess, back to as you were before.
That would be nice. You are only one who really asked the right questions.
There's a right question?
Well, yes. I remember now that when you first met, they asked me if I was always a bird, and I just answered yes. Didn't think anything of it.
Oh, because you
Then-
were a Kenku.
Yeah. That it was true. Me didn't think anything other. They not question it.
I guess it'll be a surprise for them when you turn back, huh?
It will be funny.
I wonder what you look
Might-
like.
might- If only there was some kind of god that had a sprite. I don't know. I'm sure they know. But nice to remember, really.
I'm sure it'll come back to you. You're a lot more chatty now than you used to be. I remember when the captain first had you on her horn, you were very quiet.
Was taking time getting used to talking.
Was this recent?
Time's strange with this. I think it has only been a few weeks.
Weeks.
Maybe less. Me not sure.
Poor thing.
It happened. It happened. I remember being sold as just a bird. Had not quite worked out how to say don't do this. Put on ship. Ended up in market here. Then I met Gleam.
I guess he must have been the first sort of person who really regarded you as an individual, huh?
I think so. I think person who was trying to sell me was more annoyed than anything. I think he thought that last owner just taught me stupid things to say.
Mhm.
Like, please don't sell me. I am not a bird.
Well, you seem to be doing great now, I think.
It is getting better. I'm understanding more. Remembering more words.
That reminds me, is there a book in here about avian anatomy?
I don't know. I have not cast spell before. I just know from scroll when we learnt it, it said many books and scrolls and parchment.
I'd better start hunting
And-
around if I want to be able to help you out.
Maybe there is index.
I'll take a look. And with that, she sort of like bolts up and starts like hunting around the bookshelves and
Does the
stuff.
tower use the Dewey Decimal System?
It's a fucking great question that I bet Wizards of the Coast didn't answer.
This, I don't think this is a full-on Wizards of the Coast spell. It's from the Lost Laboratories of Qualish or something. Let me double check.
I thought it says D&D.
Don't worry about that. With that, though, is there anything else anyone would like
Alright,
to do before
yes,
the morning?
one last thing.
Of course.
I'm going to go into the tower. I'm going to be holding a book. It's going to be the book Clink, where I wrote like the half wizard, half bard stuff to like learn to be a wizard. And I'm just going to say, hey Clink, I thought out of anyone, I'm going to give you my wizard's book back. I can't make use of it anymore.
New thing has made you forget?
I think so, but it's not like I know it used to be there. It's like if you had like your skin ripped off and it like grew over, but it's like mentally, it's like this. It just ripped off, gone.
Understand forgetting.
There will be. I did check like the spell list. Is it okay if Sheeper, if I give Chironi the 4 spells that I checked that were on the wizard spell list, I
Absolutely.
believe? Alright, so I don't know if you all have some of these, but there is the 4 scrolls out of the 8. Well, they're not scrolls anymore, they're all in the book.
Okay, I
Alright.
don't have any of those. Thank you. I will learn them. Try and make use of them.
Okay, that's it for me.
And
There is bedroom. There is bedroom a bladder if you want warm bed.
I think I prefer being close to the water.
Understandable.
Okay. Glean and Anfluent, everything cool on your end?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess I could talk to the knight, but we can do that as we're moving.
Hey, Tira, you cool for tonight?
Yeah, I think I did everything I want to do.
Captain's cabin is still above water. Glean, you sort of
Yeah.
napping outside or inside or?
Outside.
Aye.
Just kind of falling asleep with his pipe in his mouth.
Time passes. Morning comes for you all eventually. You're stopped more by the fact that nothing sort of like happens through the night. You're in technically a war zone. And for the first time, nothing's like woke you up. You don't smell like the smoke or fire. Just sort of like a stillness. What are we all doing this morning?
Alright.
I imagine you're assembling on deck, Captain.
Yep.
Glean, you're up and about.
Yeah.
Old people do be like that.
Old people bring the tower with them.
Drinking like cowboy coffee.
I'm sorry, Sheeper.
Old people bring the tower with them. Clink, what you about?
Yeah, I will be going and finding out what's going on.
Horn.
Horn.
And Lymph?
I'm just, I guess I'll do in like my inspiring leader. I'll just say, I think has to be our last outing. I don't think it's safe to stay here. We just have to, wizard, demon, we'll have to camp out outside and do it as quick as possible.
if needs be, can cast tower again.
I have
This
an
one,
idea. Oh,
this
it's
this this one, this one will last for a while, but with me not here, it will not stay.
I think I could do something to help with that, and I probably should have done it last time we were here, but I was too much in a rush. Alright, so I was looking at the arcane lock spell. Can I get Big Frog to help me make enough of like a barrier that it counts? So it would count as an entryway?
Yeah, you guys are sort of like fucking this place up, making a door.
Yeah. So basically, once we're on the other side, I'll cast Arcane Lock. It should make it harder for anyone to try to get in. Speaking of, are the skeletons in the water dead, or are you just going to assume like I stabbed them when I just double tapped them?
They're so dead.
Okay.
They're
Are
so
we talking
unbelievably
dead because they're They are undead. Are we talking dead? Even undead is dead.
No one
dead.
checked that.
Or dead.
No one checked that, but I suppose, Andlin, if you're having the thought right now,
Yeah.
you gonna double check?
I'm just going to assume I double tapped them all.
Okay.
Give them a quick like poke with my like yesterday when I was in the water, I just like swim around and just poke them all with like my trident. Give them a good poking. So yeah, I'm going to cast, once we're on the other side, I'm going to cast Arcane Lock. It's a 2nd level spell. Oh, I'm on the wrong spell list. Oops. I have 2 spell lists now.
Oh god, the whole squad's coming?
Are they?
Well, I think they're just going to see us off.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I'm
no.
going to cast. So what it does is that it lasts until it's dispelled, and it will be suppressed by the knock spell for 10 minutes if someone knows it. But otherwise, any checks to try to get past it is increased by 10.
I suppose before that happens, is there anything final you'd like to say to your crew?
Everyone, this is the last time. We're gonna go in there. We're gonna finish this job. Get the fuck out of this place. Go get a new ship. Finally hit the high seas.
Yes.
All of us are coming back. Every single one. Get back so we can shove off and tell this place to shove off.
Crew's kind of like silent for a second, but Sally's the first to speak up and is just like, as your doctor, you better all come back alive. Or at
Doctor's
least
orders,
wounded
everybody.
enough that I can treat you.
I
You're
don't
the
know,
lady.
just like in a deadpan voice. I'm going to try not to die again.
You're the lady. Doctor's orders.
Dwayne says nothing.
You're making it back. Just sort of folds her arms.
Of course, I look back and say, "Of course we will." All right. Shore party, you ready?
Let's do that.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
As we're going down, I'm going to talk with the skeleton. What did we decide his name was?
His name is
Sal.
Salazar.
Salazar. Well, do I know that?
I'm sure it got around.
Okay.
He's walking
So there's
backwards
going
like,
to be,
oh,
like-
we're both walking backwards.
Moonwalking down the corridor.
I'm going to be Salazar. I'm just going to be like, you guys, you're pretty old and you've been in this place a while and fought a lot. Do you know anything about the people, I'm just going to point to my tattoo, who used this blade? Did you fight them?
I didn't think to mention. as I thought you might have had it well in check, but we called those things the Black Blades, and we left them well enough alone. In times long past, they were known as weapons of great destruction or great testing. Our people would not be known to wield them.
Everything. Well, I guess I won't tell them the truth of like what the blade actually represents. That doesn't count as a lie, but I don't feel like correcting them that no, it's a blade of trickery and lies and deceit. No, let's just keep it at destruction and stuff. That's a lot simpler.
We understood that it was buried in the manticore. Yet the thing was so weak none of us deigned to go down there and kill it. It wouldn't have been worth the battle. Although I must say, a part of me wants to thank you for putting it out of its misery.
Yeah, it was smiling as it fell.
Since I've been alive for over 200 years, I must say, something about the end does come time. Can't imagine living there for so long, stained by such dark force.
Alright, between you, Glean, and the Blade, I am absolutely getting sick of hearing about death and dying. I'm going to kind of move slightly towards Atera. Oh, I did pick up my shield, by the way.
I gotcha.
Okay, you're depressing. I'm going away.
You have not passed the vibe check. I order you to go touch grass.
Salazar's
stands
just gonna
on
sort of like,
Goes on Glean's head.
Yeah, Aleph looks grumpier.
Salazar's sort of like leaning into Glean, being like, "Did I say something incorrect?"
Not to me.
Very well. Hey, Tara Clink, is there anything you'd like to discuss?
No, Atira's just walking.
Laser focused.
Yep.
Clink's probably going. Clink on the most glorious moving throne there is probably just pondering those runes, still trying to like piece them together whilst they have the time to,
I
just
thought of
not do
a
anything.
cool gun design, but it's going to have to be a conversation. Atera, do you mind showing me your pistol more closely? Your pistols? Love and hate.
Sure. I take them out and show.
Alright. As we're walking along, I have my shield, and I'm going to choose the form for the Black Blade currently, as it's going to be half. It's going to be split down the middle. It's going to be like half love and half hate, but also kind of like darker design.
I should mention love and hate are functionally the exact same.
Oh, okay.
They
I
are
thought,
both
like,
the
one of them-
exact same, but their intricate sort of like stylistic designs are a little different. They're both almost, I want to say, like baroquely designed.
Yeah, I if I remember correctly, they're like, they have these like fancy gold inlays. They're like Bergman pistols.
The engraving gives you no tactical advantage whatsoever.
That's a
Yeah, but
second
you get to
reference. You're
style
about to
the
get
homies.
spanked.
Yes, Danny.
The engravings let me stim. I can just run my fingers along it.
These Tim,
I like
run your
that.
hands along the engravings.
As you guys are passing by the place you met Toland all of those times ago, is there anything you were sort of like thinking?
I'm going to try to commune with my blade. I'm going to be like, alright. I don't know how it works for you and how it works on your side. But if you can, I'm just trying to like find like dark energy. I want dark energy to pulse out of me. I want to try to like find that dark tiefling. I guess we know it was just a demon now. I don't think it's the demon, but that's what I'm told.
You're trying to like sort of like get a vibe for it.
Yeah.
Since you're using your blade, I suppose you can give me a charisma check.
All right. No, that's a 19 plus 4, so that's a 23.
You're not happy with what you feel, and it makes a sort of like chill creep up your back. When you try and sense that exact same energy of the sort of like dark shape of the tiefling you met when you first left this place, I guess the best way of putting it is you feel that energy is everywhere, almost suffocating. Like you have to stop like feeling for it because it just feels like
Okay.
there is a gaze on you, and it's smothering almost.
I sent out a pulse and felt something. I don't think
Thing
he's
just
here.
Thing taps a tear on the forehead and goes, Things have changed. Should we check tower?
You know, it's not a bad idea actually.
It
A little more.
it has been few days. Things. I mean, we saw what changed with Thieves' Den. Could be something happened in the tower.
You're right. Let's
It
take a
has
look.
it not collapsed yet? I thought it was collapsing when we left.
The outside of tower wasn't, but some of the things
Okay.
inside did. But that was days ago.
It won't hurt.
We're here.
Oh, let's take a look.
Which tower?
Yeah, let's take a look. This one. The first one.
You mean the Prison of Woes?
I don't think you ever told us the name, but okay.
You sort of head inside into the sort of like bridge in this place. Again, a lot of like the stuff on the side here has like fully collapsed, and this sort of like happened during your battle. It's like most of the fucking like terrain and stuff is gone. It is less enlightening to be back and more sort of like nostalgic almost.
All the books are gone.
As you sort of like come back to this place, you remember sort of like you fought that sort of like metal sort of like creature here, surrounded in hellfire and then frostfire and then the platform that you destroyed and stuff. You remember the rooms of fire, water, earth, and air that you traversed. You remember the sort of like the stone fish that you had to fight. Remember the earth that you had to tunnel through. The fire room which broke and spewed flame out. The
I
air
remember
room with the
Gleam.
spikes.
The
Boy,
friend
the
in the
luck.
dirt. Friend in dirt.
Brendan Dirt is gone now. If anything was in
Thank
that
you.
room, it had fallen.
Oh. I think his body like disappeared. I'm like, hey yo.
He was friend in dirt.
But yeah, no, you guys sort of like, I guess you're coming through, you go across the bridge, you head back into the sort of like room. There were a lot of destroyed tomes, but a lot is still intact. Like, there's some good history still here.
Atira is gonna look for any books relating to Tiefling history and the war with the angels.
Okay, while you do that, I'm just gonna
Oingo.
BRB real quick. It'll be like 10 seconds,
Okay.
Domino.
Piss wizard.
Piss wizard.
Wizard.
That's a one pissed wizard, guys.
I drank an energy drink and like 2 cups of water.
Still working on a gamer
Well
subs.
hydrated. I can't have gamer subs. I
Why?
hate sugar free. I don't like anything that's sugar free.
That's fair.
I need real sugar because it gives me headaches when I have sugar free stuff.
That's fair.
Like
Can't
my
argue with
mom
that.
had the same thing. My mom was like,
Well,
And I only drink sugar free these days. Well, for years.
it's hard. I actually don't know what's worse, sugar free or what the shit they put in instead is.
High
When it
fructose
comes-
corn syrup.
Well,
yeah,
well not even.
corn syrup is it's sugar.
Oh,
It would be aspartame.
carcinogen cancer causing thing that they're not sure if it causes cancer or not.
Yeah.
A
Aspartame.
lot. You
Aspartame.
got to remember that a lot of the things
more
when
than
you
enough.
read in scientific journals are one study says it might cause it, and then the tabloids hear about it and go, "Oh my god, it's going to kill
Yeah.
everyone."
Yep.
And so you don't trust what they say. Go to the actual scientific journals and read it.
We'll die of microplastics. Yippee!
But no, this was the first dungeon that you four as a party managed to clear yourselves.
I'm interested in going all the way to the top if it's still there, and where we got the staff and fought like the fire guy.
That entire platform sort of crumbled away after you sort of like left it. It looks
Oh.
like the place where you
Oh.
got the staff that Clink now wields. Someone said
Why?
they were searching for tomes.
Me. I'm gonna see if there's any books here relating to the history of tieflings and like the
History check.
angelic history. That'd be history investigation.
Which would you like?
Yeah, and
I'd
just
prefer
wanted to
investigation.
specifically look for stuff about that might be relevant to the demon or the master. Both of those are my enemies.
Okay, yeah,
I'll
you
say
guys
that-
can have little look throughs if you want an investigation.
All right. Well, that's a nat 20.
Oh, there you
I
go.
rolled an 8, so.
I'd like to see if there's anything more about the actual runes that were building this place together. Now that I've like seen the runes on the ship, I want to see if there's anything like any kind of similarities between them as well.
Yeah, you can do an investigation too if you'd like. And what did you say you were checking for?
I'm checking for books that be relevant to the master or the demon, because those are our two current enemies.
Now that you're finally sort of like having a look through,
I know what I'm looking for now too.
it's been so long, you've gathered enough information, you know what you're looking for. You find sort of like, I think I remember saying that all of these like books in this place were sort of like almost diaries, detailing an account of like the master holding this prison. You sort of like read and flick through one of the more latest ones, and it gives you the energy of someone spiraling, you know?
Okay.
Like, it's the vibe of like the master had done this for like 300 years at this point in text that you're reading. They're questioning themselves, they're questioning everything, they're questioning the world around them. And they're mentioning possible designs for like a new sort of prison with the concept of their nightmare creature as guardian.
So that fire thing that we fought, like when we got
No,
here.
the nightmare.
Oh, the nightmare. Oh shit. Okay.
What did you get, by the way, Clink?
21.
21? What is it you're looking for? Like rune stuff?
Yeah, rune stuff and like how it was built into this tower, what it was meant to do, and whether there's like any similarities as well between it and what was on the ship.
I want you to
Just
roll
in
me an
case it also
Arcana
helps
check
fix
as
that.
well, just in case. You find a couple tomes that sort of like mention this sort of like crucible, as you've heard it. Crucible, like sort of magic flow, and stuff like that.
Dracula flow.
How'd your Arcana check go?
That
didn't
was
know
a
I'm him.
25.
You feel this wave of energy overwash. You know when you're staring at like a lot of information. Have you ever like read an actual TOS before?
Unfortunately,
God.
yes.
It becomes mind-numbing. It's just words, 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 and you want to look away. You feel that exact feeling as you're going through this, but you power through, and you suddenly become aware of like a couple other words you've seen before, like arc, you know. You've also seen the word like 358 before, in regards to like there were 358 survivors, apparently. You remember that? You can see things like council and stuff here and there. And as you read, you sort of like get a little bit more of this picture of like yeah, there is enough sort of like information here on like what this arc could have been back in the day and the council members, but like it feels like it is a uphill battle to fight through this document as if it has been enchanted to stop you from reading it.
So I don't suppose that dispel magic would stop the enchantment.
I don't know. Do you want to use a dispel magic?
You know what? I want to use a dispel magic to shut up this enchantment.
As you use dispel magic, that like fog over your eyelids sort of like just dispels completely, and you're able to actually focus on the words that are written. What are you looking for?
Oh, it's like reading in a dream. Like if you try reading.
Yeah.
It's just all jumbled up. So is it more information on what else came after this?
Like after
If it's talking about the Ark, this is obviously one of the diary things that's like way further on than where we have witnessed so far. Because the Ark, as far as we know, was like totally like a thing that was further down, or it's the thing in space. But we haven't been there.
So you're looking for like the newest things.
Yeah, we're looking for the things that we haven't encountered yet.
Okay.
Trying to get maybe some idea of what is coming up, or at least a direction maybe to walk towards to find what we're after.
You get very vague mentions of something called the observatory. It doesn't tell you where it is, but there is a almost melancholy feel of whoever's writing these things whenever they go to the observatory, and they just sort of like focus on the stars once more.
Was there not? No, there wasn't an observatory at the manor, was there? Was that what the thing above everything was? Where the storm dragon was?
Relay this to the party if you'd like.
Yeah, I pipe up and mention, you know, this talks about some kind of observatory that
An
Master used.
An observatory.
Used to go there a lot. Very strange feelings from how he wrote about it. Sad, melancholy. Went there a lot. Have we seen observatory?
I don't think so. Does it give any indication where it is?
You can do an investigation if you'd like.
Is it okay if I take a look and try to find it?
I mean, that's up to Clink.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to help read, I'm more than happy. The thing has been dispelled, so it shouldn't be hard to read for other people as well now.
Fair. All right, I'll help Clink search the book. Which actually works really well because you're on my head anyway, so I can just hold the book.
I don't need to use my magic hand now.
I got a 23.
You get the sense that Clink, you view things sort of like analytically, like logically, sort of like very mage-like. Atira, as you're reading this thing, you get a very sort of like profound sort of like human experience when you read this. It feels like this observatory was almost an addiction, and whoever wrote this was trying to make it very difficult to get to this observatory. Like, it felt like, it feels like reading this, like, the observatory is almost a guilty pleasure to them that they tried to stop themselves from going to.
Huh.
That's like blocking Just Eat.
Like blocking Just Eat. No, you get the sense that it was a undertaking to get to the observatory and back.
But do I get a kind of idea of where it is, though?
With a 23, I'm going to say you don't think that the wizard ever had to go far.
Okay. So that to me indicates that it's somewhere around here.
I swear to God, if that's what this fucking tunnel is, that was very much out of character.
Wait.
We're talking
Clink.
about observation.
Wait, Clink, do you remember that tunnel in the wizard mansion?
Haven't stopped thinking about it.
Do you think maybe...
I mean, It seems maybe. I mean, you did say not? You didn't have far to go to it.
And the mansion's
Entrance
not
not
from here.
far away.
And the mansion's not far from here. All right, crew. I think we should go take a look at the mansion again.
Okay.
Now, I want to make it very clear. I want to reiterate once again, you guys are your own people and you can disagree with me.
I have no objections at this time. I'm just thinking. It's better left alone.
But if we can find this
I
observatory,
like talking to herself. Kind of. It's not directed towards you, like leave it well enough alone.
well, if we are able to find any kind of information about our enemies here, I think that'd be helpful.
You guys are heading back to the Wizard's Manor?
Yeah.
I think he's also going to have used Mage Hand to bring that book along with us, or at least get Atera to bring it with us.
Yeah, I'll pocket it.
And also the next volume, if there is a next volume in the
Oh, it's the next
diaries.
volume?
I don't know, but if there is a next volume, I want to make sure we bring it along, because I would hate for us to get to the part in this book that's like, and then the next thing you have to do is, please see next volume, and we've left the volume. Like, oh, I've got to go back to the library.
Yeah,
Livery.
you guys come on back to the Wizard's Manor. It is as empty and cold as when you left it. You guys gonna head on inside?
What about Big Snake?
Oh yeah, he's
About Big S?
probably up there.
Alright, we're going to try to figure out the tunnel.
Figure out the tunnel.
Figure out the tunnel.
So when they walked 30 minutes in, or an hour, did it take them the same amount of time to come back?
It did take you the exact same amount of time to come back as it did to go down.
No.
Yeah, it's not like Mario's
Beforehand-
54 stairs scenario.
Yeah, I double checked with it. I know that when we went last time, we just thought it was a tunnel that just went straight. So we weren't really looking like to the side. We weren't like trying to look at the tunnel walls themselves.
Well, I have dark vision. Itera has dark vision. We should
Yeah,
be
but
able to spot anything.
Yeah, but only if we're looking.
Okay.
Don't
Well,
forget
consider
all the lights were out, and there was a single light source, which
me
was in front
see.
of us.
Well, I didn't go last time, so we'll see what my perception is.
And also,
we're
this time
actively-
round, knowing what Clink now knows about the runes of this place from reading that book just now, Clink is also going to be looking at the walls for any extra runes that might be hiding something.
Alright.
Bookshelf is open. You guys head on into the tunnel.
Yes. And I'll be on the lookout for, like, is there, like, a secret doorway somewhere around here? Something out of place. I got a 25 on my roll.
Okay.
And I'm going to go, Piss Wizard.
Alrighty. The tunnel is still dark from when you turned out all the lights, by the way. And
Okay. Can I look around and see if there's any way to get some light going on in this tunnel?
I mean,
Yeah, I was going to say, with the runes of this place and understanding it, is there any way to repower them?
I'm gonna say you probably know how to turn the lights back on down the tunnel if you'd like.
I would like to turn the lights back on in the tunnel for now.
All of the candles all the way down the tunnel, they light back up again.
I'm just going to like wave the wing just to confuse people. Like, just turn them on, make me look really, really cool.
Use the
I-
force.
Do I get the idea that I need to walk down now?
It's up to you. It is
I guess I'm gonna walk down now.
for how long?
So I'm guessing this is not the way.
I just need to ask you the question, like, you guys are going down a tunnel, how long?
So I don't remember if I did this last time, but I'm going to walk backwards just to see if I'm getting any further away from them.
Well, the thing is, though, we did know that it took us the exact same amount of time to get back that it did to, like, go to as far as we did last time.
I swear to God, William, this is me out of character. If this tunnel is just really, really long and there's no like gimmick to it, I'm gonna kill you.
How long are you going down the tunnel?
Oh
As
my
long as
God.
it takes
As long
to
as it
find
takes.
something.
You know what? As long as it takes.
We're gonna die in this fucking tunnel.
You have gone down the tunnel for 1 hour. Andlinth does not spot a single secret passage on the tunnel. And you're still going down
What about checking these walls for runes?
Only runes that you are able to find are the ones that interact with the candle.
Dispel
Okay.
magic did nothing in this place, right?
It
It
turned
just
the
turned the
candles
candles
off.
off.
That's all it did?
Yeah.
Does
All the-
Salazar know anything? Salazar is probably might know something about this place.
You gonna ask him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go on then.
What's the deal with this?
You sort of just like hear the metal clanging as his shoulders shrug, and he's like, "Never seen this room in my life."
I'm back. What did we find?
We
We found a very useful undead.
You are an hour
And
down
by,
the
and by
tunnel.
useful, I'm being sarcastic. I'm gonna. Whatever the party's thinking, I'm carrying on. But you do. This is what I've had in my head for like the past 2 freaking weeks. You don't build this kind of thing into what is apparently your house without a good reason.
So you're keeping down the
Okay.
tunnel.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, you're pushing on through the tunnel.
And keeping an eye out for anything very strange or very weird or any like magical things that are going on.
For how
around us,
long?
apart from
Well, just keep going. What's another hour on top of that?
So you're going
Considering
for
a long
another
rest
hour.
Is 8 hours. Considering a long rest is 8 hours, but we don't even need that.
I'm
We
gonna
can-
do an investigation check, and if I get a natural 20, you gotta tell me what the fuck's going on.
I'm just asking, how long, time-wise, are you still going?
God damn
300
me, anyways.
358
hour.
minutes. 358 minutes.
I got a 15.
It's
Okay.
a long tunnel.
I'm going to assume your stubborn asses continue going for like
Yeah.
2.5 hours, right?
Okay.
Right? Is that fair to say
Yeah.
you'd keep pushing on for
Anything
2.5 hours?
changing? Is there
Well,
like
yes.
even like the air pressure? Is something changing?
After about 2.5 hours, you can swear you can make out something in the distance.
Oh.
Oh god.
Alright. Well, we have 20 hours in a day to do shit now because we can long rest in a short rest time.
If this
So
is a
that-
boulder, I am still gonna slap you.
We're just
You
going to keep going.
have been seeing torches, distance, the same furnishings, sort of like almost copy-pasted, but it passed 2.5 hours. Dead ahead, you swear you can see just dark with light.
Sprinting.
Now that you've seen that, you're sprinting.
No, don't sprint. We don't want to waste our energy and get exhausted before we get there. Hell, at that distance, it can still be another hour away.
T1000.
So we're going to continue.
At the end of this tunnel, you
Yeah,
eventually...
we're going to continue until we get. We're going to continue until we get to that light dark spot.
You come out...
Wait. Oh,
I swear,
okay.
was this a fucking time dilation thing?
You come out into a tunnel
No?
finally. Right.
Okay.
You sort of like finally, after ages and ages, you come out into a room. You're taking in all the details of this room before you've come in. And you sort of like just you come right on in. And there's just a telescope. There is a telescope and there are benches around the room. And as you look up, this room is sort of like dome shaped. You look up and the telescope is just pointing out, and you're looking at the night sky.
I look into the telescope.
Does any of us know astronomy?
You're looking into the telescope.
Yes.
Oh god, the eye is gonna be looking back.
As you look into the telescope, nothing happens at first. And you just keep staring and staring and staring. Until you just hear a sort of like clunk. And then like a couple of like little hissing mechanisms. And turning gears. The telescope slowly turns. And suddenly it is pointed right at just a distant light in the sky.
Can I roll to figure out what it's pointed at?
What would you like to roll?
Did you figure out how to operate the telescope, Clean?
No, it did. It kind of did that on its own.
Yeah.
I suppose insight.
Okay. Roll a little insight.
17.
You're able to make out a light in the sky. Reminds you very much of Sol, you know? Pretty normal, sort of like standard star and night sky sort of like brightness to it.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Kind of just reminds you of Sol, you know? Standard sort of like light in the night sky.
The sun? Am I looking at the sun?
You are not looking directly at the sun. You would know if you were looking directly at the sun. There's just a part of you that knows the sun. This isn't it. It is just a telescope pointing at something very distant.
I don't know what this means.
Pink would also like to have a look.
You can roll me a little, what would you like to roll?
Well, don't forget, when we were in the last tower with the magic computer, Plink memorized all of the weird orbs,
Mm-hmm.
which were possibly other places, other... I can't
true.
remember whether or not there was a star map.
You can roll with advantage.
Can I tap Clean on the shoulder and be like, hey, let Clean try this first?
What do you want? Arcane, investigation?
What would you like to hit me with?
Ooh.
Would it just be like a general memory check?
Depends what Clink's doing.
Or like, okay, yeah.
Well, if it's a general memory check, I remember it.
Yeah,
That
but
is
can
true.
you like figure out where those are from like the orbs? Like, can you spot them? I guess. I don't know. Don't let me
trying to think
interrupt. I'm sorry.
Trying to think what would be better, because obviously this is a weird magical thing. So Arcana would make sense. But at the same time, I know who's asking the question. So it could well be that a perception would be better. Or both. I mean, there's nothing to investigate really, because we're looking at a single spot. So I suppose a mix of Arcana and Perception, really, would be the best options. So the Arcana would be a 24.
Uh-huh.
And the Perception would be a 15.
I'm going to assume you're going with Arcana. Why not?
Yeah.
There's a central sort of like magic to the alignment of lights in the sky that you're hardly aware of. Piecing things together from the star map, I suppose we'll call it, that you saw earlier. Piecing stuff together with this. You take a second, right? Using your Arcana, you can even adjust the telescope. And you do. You turn it around. You look at some things around you. You can see the green one. The grey one. You know? Those little orbs that you saw earlier. Very close at hand. Then you adjust it right back to that light that it's pointing at. That exact same light. The green one. The blue one. And the grey one. But so very, very, very distantly.
Out of character, that means nothing to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
There's some lights in the sky, guys.
The
I think they're
same ones.
stars.
The same ones that you see close by, you see very far out.
So yeah, that means that they have moved or we have moved.
The only one you don't see is the blue one, at close hand.
Okay. Which? Because I remember in we saw kind of in the orbs. Weren't they meant to be like little thing, or we tried to like see into them if there was anything there?
You certainly did your best to study them.
Oh wait, hang on. No, the blue orb was the one we were on, wasn't it? I think.
I don't remember.
Which
I'll
is
just
why
say
we can't
Amethyst
see
was,
it.
Amethyst was still like preparing and recovering from the life transference and preparing another one just in case.
I think he's probably just muttering aloud whilst looking in this, going, "Yeah, that looked green. Yeah, grey. Yeah, we're blue. Was blue what we are? Hmm.
Also, observatory. What would be the wizard trying to find? Wait. Alright. I'm going to
Well-
do something a bit crazy. I want Ash Clink to move aside.
Blink will
And
move aside.
I'm going to try to remember what the nightmare demon saw, or showed us.
Oh, I remember that. Good shit, you were kidding you once.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of like concentrate on like darker magic.
You're trying to look for it.
Yeah,
God.
I'm trying to like. I
How's
hope I
that
didn't do
roll go?
anything stupid. Oh, we're doing a roll? Okay. That is a
God.
17 without any modifiers. I don't know what modifiers are still on top of it.
I'll give you a perception check now that you know how to sort of move the
Oh.
thing around.
Well, that is my expertise actually, so that's a 24.
24, is it?
The one time we wanted an
I
actual
really
one.
hope cheaper. I really hope. I need to stop rolling high on rolls that could possibly hurt my character.
Yeah, about that. I'm gonna need a wisdom save.
I. Wow, that is a wonderful 6.
As you sort of like focus around, you're looking for red. You're looking for that same thing that terrified a demon. Or like
Yeah.
harmed a nightmare creature. You're searching the void for like a couple minutes now. Then you spot it. And it's almost this moment of elation, followed by sheer dread when you think something's looking back at you. Like you have searched for something by looking at the sky, but it knew you were looking at it.
Oh, fuck.
I looked into the eyes of God, and it blinked.
Immediately,
What? Okay.
you feel a piercing sensation in your mind as you just see red. You can't even get a good fix on what you're looking at. It is just red. You hear like the cracking sound of glass as the only mercy that's able to sort of like pull you away from this thing. You are going to take 21 points of damage as you don't even realize that you're screaming after seeing this thing.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad I have 19 hit.
90?
hit points. No, 19, because I
Oh,
did the
okay.
Inspiring Leader for 12, and then I have the Water Stone, so I only take like 3 points to my HP. Ouch. But, okay. I'm screaming.
I think he's gonna move the thing to look somewhere else. He's moving the telescope to look elsewhere quickly. Not
For a
looking in it,
second,
just moving it.
you all saw just a red light coming through the very small scope until it moved. It almost just illuminated the whole room. And then
I'm gonna rush over to Anlith's side and be like, Anlith, Anlith, can you hear me?
What? Do I hear her? Do I hear her?
You do.
I found the whatever was scared the nightmare and the demon.
Why you look for that?
The only thing I could think to look for. I thought I could. I could. I,
Don't look so good. Why don't you sit down for a second? Catch your breath.
do I even have like a panicked heartbeat anymore?
Somehow, yes.
Okay.
In spite of it all.
Alright.
I think you have got control of this thing again and moved it away. What are you doing with it?
Trying to work out what we need to look for with this. Apart from looking for the arc, maybe. Or at least the weird thing that was floating around the one orb.
You want to find the weird sort of like grey shape.
Yes.
You can roll me a little perception or investigation, whichever you'd prefer.
I am going to use a recall on that one because that was not a good one.
Me recalling my dice.
That was a better one. That's the investigation of 17.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
No matter how you look in a sky, there are two things you can't turn this thing to see. One is the supposed arc, and the other is the blue dot.
So my assumption would be that we're on the blue dot and that the arc is on the other side of the planet. Although, as far as I knew, the arc was meant to be above us.
Look,
Oh.
You can roll me an insight on that if you'd like.
I would like to roll an insight on that.
Using all of the knowledge of your sort of like star chart, space charts, information that you've accumulated.
Would I get an advantage from all of that?
This technically is an advantage. The fact that I'm letting you roll again.
Okay, well, never mind then. If that was the me trying to roll again because that was a 3, and insight is nothing for me. I have 1, so that would have been a 4.
In spite of it all, you cannot find blue nor grey. Glean, you've been stood by this whole time.
Is Glean back? I mean Ginger back?
yeah,
Okay.
You good? Is there anything you're looking for?
not. He's confused. I don't think he knows what to think. I think he's gonna go over to Salazar and just be like, what do you think of this?
You gonna ask Salazar?
Yeah.
The master spoke long ago. The red star, he called it. His nemesis. Something beyond that was coming closer. That's what his entire war is about. Make a
Was that
world
what I
ready
was just
for it.
looking at?
I believe that's what your friend just saw.
It hurt Handlin.
It can do that to your friend. Imagine what it did to the Demon King.
I don't really care what it did to the Demon King. It hurt my friend.
Perhaps you ought to look outside of your limited scope.
Is there? Yeah, actually, that's something.
Was the wizard going to
Limited
use the
scope.
thing?
Is there outside of the telescope? What do we see if we look up? Is the telescope the only way we can see the sky?
No, there is a big sort of like dome above you. You can see like the sort of
Okay.
like dark void of like the night up there.
So
I
we're on the
suppose it goes
surface.
without saying that we are underground right now, so this is odd.
Are we? We walked for 2.5
Kind of
hours.
assumed. We just kind of assumed. I'm going. You know what? I'm going to try to commune with my blade. I feel like my blade definitely would have felt a whiff of that.
You can roll me a charisma.
All right, come on, blade. You want to talk to me? That is a 15.
Little CL. Don't make me look at that again.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I don't know if they can hear this or not. Let's just assume that Anlis isn't used to talking in her own head to its sword, so you're going to hear the one-sided conversation. They're like, I don't plan on having you see it again,
Why does my crew keep talking to themselves?
but if your lies and trickery,
Talking plant, talking sword.
and this is when like it's going to go into like Anlet's head, because this is Anlet is now actually going to be a little bit more aware, but Anlet in Anlet's head is going to be like, your lies and trickery. Could you mimic that if
I
needed?
would try.
Well, I think that'd be our best shot to get the head of best way to get the head of the demon. Giggle, giggle, giggle. Everyone's a comedian. I'm the bard. I feel like I'm getting cheated out of something.
Tara's just very confused about everything right now. Okay, so we saw the thing as you described it.
I
Does
think
that
it's
hmm?
was it just me who saw it, or did
You're
everyone
the
see
only
it?
one. You're the only one that looked directly into its eye. We just saw a red light.
Tira looks at the telescope, scowl on her face, and goes to look herself.
It's not pointing at that thing anymore. Be careful.
Try to find it.
You're gonna
Yeah,
try and look at it
I don't
though?
think
I gotta know. I gotta see what Amla
no.
saw.
I only like it. No, Tara, don't. I got what I needed out of it, Tara.
What did you get?
An opportunity. I don't. I don't know how to put it into a terms even anyone would understand. Just
Do you think it'll be helpful though?
I'm going to lie and say yes.
Can I make an insight check on that?
Sure can, I guess.
All right, you want insight versus deceit? All right.
Oh. Well,
How did you get?
I got a 4.
I got 16.
Tira looks at you, a little suspicious. Then her face softens a bit and says, "Okay, if you say so." And I step away from the telescope.
Bing flaps back over to Atira and says, Anything mentioned in books?
I don't know. Let's take a look. I'll pull the book out and kind of flip through it.
Yeah, and do I have my book as well, where it was like observations?
You got a lot of books at this point, but like, what are you guys
Yeah.
specifically looking for?
I don't know. Clint, what am I
Well,
looking for?
More references to what this observatory is meant to be for.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What he's looking for with the is it just an astronomy nerd, or is there something specific they're looking for and the reasoning behind it?
You're on the investigations on that. Clink, you already disabled the magic.
That is a 12, and I use one of my inspiration die to get up to a 12.
I got a 14.
20, not natural, but 20.
Clink, you are able to sort of like spot something no one else can. You guys both find like mentions to observatory. Clink, you're the only one who finds mention of home. This whole thing, just reminiscing, it feels like.
Ah, they weren't from here.
The whole thing has this sort of like air of looking up at the stars and remembering something that's
That's
not here.
why. That's why the nostalgia. That's why the melancholy in the book.
Wait.
All these old fucking people getting stuck in their own
Wrote about home,
nostalgia.
the melancholy in the book that he was talking
Oh,
about.
it's
They were
Wait.
not around anymore.
So whoever wrote this is from the seventh sea, out there among the stars.
That's what book seems to say.
I think we should find whether if there's even like one living survivor that can talk to us, or maybe just get that wizard to talk to us.
I was gonna say I think the wizard might be our only lead.
I was told
They-
in the Sealy Court that hippo people inhabit the stars. Also, praying mantises that are like the size of people, and piles of sentient sludge that are like they're like slimes but not slimes.
See, I get the last one. I get the last one. I don't know if anyone else is. But I do get the last one out of character. But Andla kind of just like stares at Gwen and being like, Hippo? I'm not saying that out loud, but Adlin has a stare of like, you know what? We're going to say Adlin learned how to dead stare, like stare you down, like how you stare others down. You rubbed
Glenn
off on
just is like staring at like nothing. Like he's got like the stoner stare.
Adlin's gaze is like saying, well, we're not dealing with hippos or praying mantises.
Blink just looks at Salazar and says, "Were you from the same place as Master?"
Salazar just sort of like shakes his head and is like, no. All of us, the Eowyn, we were born of an unholy union between the Maris Manor and the Demon King.
Jeez. And I thought I was a bit of drama.
Yes. Our family is steeped in blood and history, and I should not tell you any if you want to keep your dinner tonight.
Yeah, I'd rather not hear it.
Very true.
I guess we just work on the other way tunnel. I think Atlas is thinking like, well, the best way to do it is like find any survivor. Or if we find the
there-
wizard, it's like convince him to fucking stop being a massive. Yeah, Atlas is getting a little bit angry and ranty out of in character. Atlas is like that old freaking wizard ghost calling us dust.
Other than the telescope, is there anything else in here?
It is Honestly, after being underground for so long, or at least encased in stone, looking up and seeing like just stars light in the sky, it is just a liberating feeling, all in all. Like there is a sheet of just glass, and then out there is just the sky, it looks like.
So we are at the surface after walking for about 9,
Do
10
you want to
kilometers.
test it?
No, I don't
Do you
want to
want
test
like
it,
break
but
the glass?
we walked for 2.5 hours. Average walking speed in D&D is like 4 kilometers. That means this is like 10 kilometers in a direction. That
Okay.
could be upwards at an angle. As a but, is it a domed ceiling? Or is it just flat?
It is a domed ceiling.
I'm going to fly right up to the top of it and look out sideways to what's around us.
Okay, you I guess you sort of like perch on the edge of like the telescope before it heads out the glass. You know?
Yeah.
Looking around at all angles, all you see is just like the very distant stone wherever you've tunneled out of.
Oh god, are we no clipping?
Like
Going
you
to the
can't
back
see
rooms.
the edge of like this sort of like stone ridge, this sort of like almost rocky mountain sort of like ridge that surrounds the telescope.
So does this look like a crater?
Do you know what a crater looks like?
I don't know. Do I know what a crater looks like? Was it in any of the things I have read?
You can roll me a history check, I suppose.
The 20?
I'd
Not
say you
natural.
definitely know what a crater looks like. And
Is this a crater?
this might look like a crater.
Just shout down to everyone. It looks like we're in a crater.
And that's when it'd be like, well, if the boat ever becomes a non-option, we could retreat to here and break
No,
open the glass.
Out of character, my brain just had a thought. Which brains tend to do
They
occasionally.
do that, I have noticed.
My brain
Nothing.
doesn't.
Other organs don't tend to think, but my brain did. Are we in a fucking crashed spaceship?
What, do you want me to answer that?
I know you won't.
I can't. Like
Honestly, your reaction kind of makes me think I was at least vague because we're in a crater. We know this guy comes from another world.
take it from a DM's perspective, I can hardly tell you the answers like that, could I?
I know you. I know, and unfortunately,
All right.
unless it was written in the books that we've looked at, we wouldn't know how this guy got here.
All right. Do we start doing the walk back?
I suppose.
Yeah,
We
if
still have a
if
demon
there's
to
nothing
kill.
else here.
Demon to kill, wizard to interrogate, steam to let off.
Sounds good to me.
Back out we go.
Meanwhile, Sheepa's got a shit-eating grin, knowing full well we didn't ask the right questions or something.
You're supposed to look into the what was it? We saw there's a red one we're not supposed to look into. There's a blue one we couldn't see. What was the third color?
There was a grey
Green.
one and a green one.
Gray, green,
You know
blue,
what?
red.
If you look into
Before we go, let's look into the green one and let's look into the grey one. Just
Okay,
then,
okay. I seem to
just to make sure.
So I knew, or I figured out that the holographic green orb thing was like a physical representation of the Feywild, so I would probably be the best choice for figuring this out.
I'll try and if you can point it towards it and you can look at it. Yeah,
I'm gonna see if I can't do that.
Alright.
Just What do I need to roll for that?
You can do a perception, I guess.
Perception. That is 10.
There aren't many largely green lights out this far. So I'll say you're able to look directly at one. And with the power of this telescope, you look at it pretty damn close to. And goddamn,
I see Tobo staring back.
it looks familiar.
I will stare intently at it.
We'll see. Yeah. You know what? The place, whether or not it is like the Feywild or not, it looks like home. Or it's at least reminding you of home.
Well, it didn't hurt me to look at it.
In that case, it's time to look at the grey one.
Alright. You can roll me an investigation on that, Shiri.
It is a 1622.
You feel like you're looking at just a very barren grey rock. It looks very sort of dead. Like, you can't imagine anything living here or wanting to live here.
Okay, so it's not the Shadowfell. Although, honestly, with that description, it could be.
Nothing wants to live in the fucking Shadowfell. But yeah, is that all you wanted to investigate here?
Yep, I got nothing else to look at.
Nothing is springing to mind.
Lean?
No, I'm good.
Andy?
I'm only Steve, actually. I'm going to ask my blade. Do you know anything about the Shadowfell? Are you related to it in some way?
A lovely place.
No. Time for me to take a look. This time, definitely not going to go for the red. Staying away from the red, we're going straight to gray.
You gonna look at the
One
grey?
last looky. Yeah. I'm going to hold it onto my sword. Like, I have my sword out. And I'm clinging to it.
You can have a little
Trying to, like, form
perception
a
check.
connection. Alright. Ooh! That's a 26. I love putting my expertise into perception, so I just have a +7.
It absolutely does not look like a lovely place.
Alright.
It looks like a cold, dark, dead place.
Yeah. Nothing extremely helpful.
A lovely, lovely place.
See? There, I don't know if you're lying or if you actually would genuinely enjoy it there.
Last thing before we head off. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were going to say something. Go on, Sheep. Carry on.
No, I was just giggling.
Yeah, the sword
I
is
wasn't-
doing a giggle.
I was going to... Because I still have the staff, which apparently I can commune with. It doesn't necessarily talk, but, it did... The last time I tried to attune to it, it did something.
Oh yeah, the staff. Maybe the staff
The-
knows home.
Yeah, maybe the staff came from this other place. Maybe it was made here. I don't know. But I would at least like to sort of like mentally try and like say, do you remember home? The one that had you before?
Roll me an
do you
arcana
know-
check.
Roll you and the kind of, and I'm going to preemptively say I'm going to use a recall on this one just to make sure.
Okay.
You want to roll a natural 20 first and waste a recall.
No, but I'm glad I used it because the second one was an 18, which means that's a 27.
If she's sort of like really attuned to your staff in this device, you get the immediate sense it's been here before. You want this thing to sort of like focus in on its home, right?
Yeah.
It takes you once more right back to that star. But as you sort of like focus on this staff, you get the vague impression it's not pointing at the star, but just vaguely past it. It's pointing vaguely
Okay.
past it at something that's not there.
Okay. So the place they came from has just been destroyed. Or at least it's just not visible. Yeah, I'll flat back over to Atira's head and just say, looking back at it, staff pointed to the right place, but nothing there.
Nothing?
Whatever was there is gone.
Well, we are pretty late to this party, aren't we?
It seems.
Okay.
I guess we're not party crashers at least.
Fashionably late.
Oh, I'm always in high fashion.
All right, let's get moving.
2.5 hour journey back.
Yep.
And that was the whole trick to this corridor.
Just obscene
It was just
long.
really long. It was
It is
just really long. And I'm gonna
obscenely
fucking kill
long.
you.
Yeah.
You guys heading out of the Wizard's Manor?
Yeah.
It's really annoyed me because my spell should have like stopped and said, "Hey, I've been walking for 8 hours. I've been walking against the wall for like 6 of these hours."
I'm still thinking about the mask. We
Didn't
still
you
have
say
the
it was only
mask,
2
right?
hours long?
No, it's an 8-hour long spell.
Pretty sure you said it was 2 hours long, otherwise I would have told you.
No. Light is only an hour long. The actual construct is 8 hours.
What, the construct
That's
is
why I was
supposed to
like, oh,
tell you?
Yeah, I control it mentally.
Wah,
war.
Oh, that is just pissing me off now. That is. That was the entire reason. Like, shut up.
Listen, I'm sure if you rewatch that video, I had ample reason to believe that that wasn't the case.
All right. If bygones be bygones.
No,
You want
honestly,
something
now
to
that you've
conflict
said
me?
bygones be bygones, I'm offended. Cheery, put them up. We're gonna box over this.
Roll for
Okay,
initiative
shut
for
up.
the DM.
Shut up. Okay, I'm curious about like the mask and like the statue we got it from, but I don't think it's pressing enough for us to go currently. Whatever it is, it probably isn't that important.
Right.
So I'm asking who still has the mask? I think it's a Terra.
Yeah, I still have the mask.
Oh. Well, it's too late now. I had an idea. Too late.
Oh, okay. I think, do I have the mask? Hold on.
I mean, he didn't leave it in the tower.
I just forgot to write it down. I'm actually not seeing it in my inventory.
Imagine forgetting to write in Dungeon Dragon.
I know, right? God, I'm so cringe. Alright, I marked it down. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay, never mind. We're good. So yeah, I got the mask.
Okay. Anything else that you guys would like to do in the Wizard's Manor before passing on?
No, that's the only reason I wanted to come here.
Glean, Clink, Andy?
Nope.
I'm good to go.
Clink?
Mm-hmm. Fine.
Cherry's so mad right now.
Walking on eggshells. I don't want to get beaten up. Don't hurt me, and baby.
It means you're easier to hurt.
Eh.
I'll hold his arms down, Cherry.
Heading
Okay,
on
don't
out
do
now.
that. You might turn them on.
With all
No,
that
we'll
you
turn
know,
him on.
where are you guys planning on heading?
Well, I guess we have to just go south through the crystals and find a way to get to the town that we see over the distance.
Alright.
All right, does that sound like a good plan, team?
Works for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to preemptively ramp up today's session.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's cliffhanger this.
3 hours, 30 minutes.
That's a
Pretty
long
It's
session.
been 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's a lot of role playing.
We roleplayed a lot.
It's that best session yet. I don't want to drag it on. I want to leave it as a short and incredibly sweet. You know?
Sorry for screaming. I'm very.
A short 3 hours.
I mean,
That felt like an hour.
One whole Oppenheimer.
listen, I'm not saying I'm crying or anything. It's just that best session of roleplay ever. I'm just saying. It's the best session ever.
Sheep literally DM'd me at one
Okay.
point. Well, what you was like? I think Clink and Atlas were talking to each other. He's literally like, "This is the best session we've ever had."
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it-
all
So
it
much
took-
role playing.
All it took was someone to talk to the bird, acting like it wasn't a bird.
Okay, Anlith, not very picky, heard stories before. It's like, you know what? A magical wizard bird, as long as it can memorize the spells, it should work. It could just be an abnormally smart bird.
Murd, if you will.
Are we going to go back to Dwelf? The dweeb elf? Shit, I'm the elf.
Yeah.
Haha, Dwelf.
Shit.
Oh,
12.
are we still in session? Are we still in session?
Yeah, we're still in session. We haven't
Alright.
had someone say find out next time on, so I can't end a session.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh no!
I'm not
if we
having
hadn't
you
said
end
it-
my session talking about Dragon Ball.
Again.
If we don't say anything, he has to
Delicious.
keep the session
In the
running.
dungeon.
He has to keep the session running forever if we don't say it.
All right, welcome back to 7C's episode 15.
Oh fuck.
Oh, we're cutting it. Okay, we're cutting the parts. We're cutting the episodes. Okay. You have no
Next
idea
time on
how
another
in the
episode of the
mood.
Seven Seas.
You have no idea how much I'm in the mood to roleplay right now.
I understand, but we
That's why
must
I was
wrap up.
yelling at myself. I was actually mad at myself for saying L instead of Adlib.
We got what you meant. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap up the session here. Find out next time, bitches. Subscribe.
good.
Give me money. I'm rich.
That's the bit he's been doing this last week.
I don't care. Fuck you. I love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.